Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you may be. Let's get that music turned down just a little bit. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. So, really quick, just to start out the stream, I just want to give a huge shout out over to everyone over on YouTube. So if you're on Twitch, I appreciate you as well. But the shout out specifically is over on YouTube. As you can see here, I have broken 100 subscribers over on YouTube. So pretty happy, pretty jazzed about that. So thank you so much for the 100 subscribers. It is kind of crazy to me that in just a few weeks, because I mean, like, I think my first. Well, let's come over here. You can take a look-see with me. Live. Yeah, so my first live stream was December 19th. My first video that I posted was December 18th. And I think the first short was also the 18th. So yeah, less than a month. And yeah, I've already broken over 100. So more than I could have expected or hoped for. So thank you so much for everyone over on YouTube who has subscribed. Hopefully the content has been enjoyable. And yeah, also shout out to everyone over on Twitch as well. Yesterday we broke 20 followers, so we're almost halfway to 50, which is that halfway mark for 50 is to get to, I can't remember what Twitch calls it. It's not partner, like, let's just come over here and see. Let's see, it's a, now I can't remember what it is. Not partner. I can't remember. Anyway, it's whatever it gets to the point where I can start doing like I can start doing like bits and doing my own custom emotes and all that fun stuff. So we're almost halfway there over on Twitch, and then yeah, over on YouTube we're at just broke 100 last night / this morning. I need to go in and check and see exactly when it happened. So. Anyway, so yeah, huge shout out there, and now let's just get into the stream. So, first, let's chat about what we did yesterday. So yesterday, we were working on the, obviously, Tomb of Versilius. We were working on the level selection screen. So as you go from floor to floor inside of the dungeon, you will find the sigil to teleport you to the next floor. When you teleport, it plays this animation to like put you into this portal, and then you choose your next location, right? So you'll be starting left to right and moving all the way over until you reach a boss level. So yesterday we got it finally working to where it will generate the amount of rooms are going to be per section, right? So you've got 7 sections. So you've got the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And then it will be able to randomly generate on each new game, right? So it's not going to generate randomly every single time you come in here. It just randomly generates the first time. So each time you play the game, there'll be a different layout. So it randomly generates the amount of nodes, and then we also got it working to where it will randomize what nodes go into each section. It will need some fine tuning, and we'll get there. We will get there. But as of right now, it is just spawning randomly different types of nodes. So like you've got the yellow node, which it makes it so that in that dungeon, on that floor, there will be more loot than usual. The green means it's a safe place to go. You can heal up, buy and sell items, all that fun stuff. And then red is there are more monsters than usual. And the grayed out ones are it's just a normal dungeon, nothing crazy, nothing extra, nothing taken away, anything like that. So, at the end of the day yesterday, we were having some issues where it was not spawning the nodes. It wasn't putting the nodes where they were supposed to be, and so the tooltips there at the bottom in the center, you can see, were very off. So, it was, yeah, so we got that fixed though, we figured it all out, and that is where we are continuing. So, let's just jump over here to the Trello board. So we've got the finish level progression scene. So we're going to throw that in there. And then we're also going to make the nodes clickable. So that's another thing we're going to be working on today. And then add player progression in level progress scene. And then, yes, we will also be doing that so that we can make it so as you go from room to room, dungeon to dungeon, you actually progress. So that is going to be all that we're working on today. So stick around if you want to see all of that, and let's just jump into it. So first and foremost, we need to finish the level progression scene. That will include making all of the nodes clickable, well, hoverable for now. Right now you can see this node's hoverable, that node is hoverable, but anything else in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is not. And so we need to take care of that. Let's come over here. We need this guy right here. So this is just the teleportation animation. So over here, this is the initialization and the interaction of this place. So this first page is the initialization. So it's creating a bunch of variables, showing pictures, generating stuff. The stuff we worked on yesterday was from here down to here. This is making it so that it can spawn, show what has been spawned. Because these variables, this is what's actually spawning the data. And then this all right here, from there down to there, that's the code that is actually visually representing that data, make it so it's, cohesive and you can actually understand what it is. So in here are the interactions. So you've got section 1, and then you've got section 2. So we quite literally, all we need to do is we're just going to be copying this, coming down here to where it erases these pictures, and putting in, we come back up here, scroll over a little bit, we've got section 3. Okay, now this is where we're going to take care of everything. So as of right now, we need, let's pull up the calculator, because I need to make sure that I'm taking into account the movement. I think it's 188 frames, 188 pixels. So congrats on the 100 subscribers. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So this morning was a little bit crazy for me, going through job applications and stuff like that, so wasn't able to make any post, but figured I would mention it at the top of the stream. So pretty exciting. Given, what would that be? 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks, 100 subscribers. Not too bad. We'll see if we can keep that growth up. We'll see. I'll keep making shorts. I'll keep posting videos. Obviously, the live streams. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Okay, so in section 1, we're sitting at 40. So 40. So a value of 40. An X value of 40 is what I'm trying to get at. And then 228. Yes, so 228 minus 40 is 188. Right? Yes, 188. Okay, so it's moving by X. It's moving the X point 188 pixels. So with that knowledge, we then can say over here in section 3, we need to 228 plus 188 is 416. So this will be 416. And the Y value we don't need to change. That'll stay the same. And then, so that's 416. And then let's do like this, actually. I'm going to pull up a notepad. You can see some of my shorts and devlog ideas. Let's open up a new... Oop. Nope, let's keep that down in there. Come on. There we go. I mean, I like that the Windows 11 notepad now has like different tabs and things like that, but sometimes it also just is a little not great. Okay, so 416, so X 416 by, we now need to go 300 plus 188, it's 488, 488. Makes sense. So let's do this. So we then need to say, instead of 300, you are 488. We're going to move over. That's Y variable. And then 1002 now needs to be 1003. I really need to fix this keyboard. It keeps double pressing buttons, and every now and then it'll double press enter and it'll just close out of the window, and it is extremely annoying. Okay, so that takes care of that. So this is node... Wait a minute. Hold up now. Hold up. There we go. Section 3. This is node 3.1, and this is showing the level select hover Okay, so this is one more that we need to figure out. It's going to be 264 plus 188, so 452. 452. Yeah, I hope so. 452. Okay. And then it will show the tooltip based on 1013. Is that right? It shows picture number 92. Level select tooltip 1013. Just need to remind myself what these variables are. 1013 is... Okay, yeah. So section 2, node 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're starting at 1018. You are showing it based on 1018. Okay, if released, don't do anything. Okay, let's test that out. Let's come over here. We're going to say section 3 can only be a 5-node section. Let's take a look here. There we go. Section 3, node 1 is only a 5, and if you hover it, this is a safe. This is a small safe. This floor is small and safe, and you can rest here. If you refresh it, there are considerably more monsters on this floor than usual. This floor is small and safe. There's more loot. And just clear the floor and its monsters and progress. Okay, perfect. Yes, so that is working. So we just need to do that now for the rest of these nodes inside that section. So let's do that. Let's come down here to section 3. Yeah, so I wanted to test that specifically because I wanted to make sure I had the numbers correct. Because if I don't have the X coordinates correct, then I don't want to go through this entire thing, updating everything, just to have it all be incorrect. So, this is going to be 416. Or 88. And we just change this to 1003. And 1003. There's that double typing. Ooh, it's double typing again, excuse me. And then this shows at 452. And then it was 1018, so this is 1019. Okay, and over here, we've got 416. 488. We might also turn this up. Just make it a little bit more exciting. Or maybe a little bit more calming. It's the last one for the evens. 416. It's 22? Yep, 22. Okay, so it's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yes, so 18 through 22. Perfect. Okay, so that's everything for the odds. Now we do the evens. 416. Which one is 14? Just need to make sure. So 14 is node 2. Okay, so then we need to start at 19 on this one. Okay. Easy enough. 19. Wait, what did I just do? Or 16. Oh my gosh. 488. 1003 and 1003. Okay. 452. 19. So this one's 20. Three, 1003, 1003, 1003, 1003. Okay. Hey, Jesse. Welcome back to the stream. We are just continuing work on the nodes today. We're going to crank these out and get it all taken care of. So this is 1021. Yeah, doing pretty good today. Had a little bit of a... had a little bit of a long and bit stressful morning, but it's getting better now that we're doing some game dev stuff, so. How you doing today? Yes. And the last one. 416. 488. And 1003. This is node 3-3.5, showing at 452. And 1022. Okay. So, as long as everything is correct there, we should be able to come in here. Loot, safe, clear, monsters. Perfect. And then, come over here and we reduce section 3 to an even number of nodes. Clear, loot. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. We're almost halfway through. Jesse says, I'm doing well, was catching up on the older streams slowly. Did I hear you say you are in Utah? Yes, I am in Utah. Utah County, Utah, to be specific, because, you know, Utah wasn't Utah enough, so we decided to live in Utah County, Utah. We really like it here, though. It's nice. Gets a little cold, but it's a nice place. Nice enough, anyway. Okay, let's paste this over down here. So this is section 4. And then going off of what we knew from the previous one, so this is 416 plus 188, so that's 604, where we'll be starting here. So 604, and then the next one is 488 plus 188 is 476. Okay, so 676, not 476. Oof. There's that dyslexia coming in. 676. And then this will be 1004. Okay, there we go. This is node 4-1. And then instead of showing at 452, we are going to be showing at 640, which makes sense. Yeah. 640, center of the screen. Yes. Small world. Oh, you're in Salt Lake County? Nice. Yeah, it's that is definitely a small world then. Yeah, do you like living in Utah then? For me, personally, it gets a little bit too cold and a little bit too late in the year. And it's also kind of sucked this year because it's been so dry. Like, I am one, if it's not, like, snowy by Thanksgiving, I'm sad. But as soon as January hits, I'm like, okay, we can be done with the snow now. But I feel like in Utah, it's usually after January when most of the snow drops, which is not the case this year. It's been so weird to, like, look outside and see, like, my green lawn, and I'm like, well, as green as it can be in January. Yes, 640. That's what I was doing. Okay, so showing at 640, and then we need to look this up. So node section 4, node 1. So that's 123. Makes sense. 1023. 1023. I don't mind living here, but I did like the weather in Idaho better. Yeah. So one of my brothers, he went to school at BYU, Idaho, and he would send pictures of, like, him waking up in the mornings, and it's like 6 in the morning and it's like -4 degrees. And, you know, he'd jokingly be like, oh, do you think I should put a coat on this morning? I'm just like, I wouldn't be leaving the house if I was you. And he'd, like, send pictures of, like, the crazy amounts of snow, and I'm like, I don't think I can do that. That is just way too cold and snowy for me. Yeah, even Utah for me, I'm like, even though I've lived in Utah my whole life, and I'm still just like, maybe we go somewhere less cold. But, you know, all of our friends and family are here, so we've kind of just decided, you know what, Utah's probably where we're gonna stay. But we do like it here. It's fun. 640. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people that lived in Idaho tend to prefer the weather in Idaho, so it makes sense if you are also feeling like that. All right, so let's go 604 and 676. And we've got 1004 there, 1004 here, and 1004 on this variable. Alright, then this is node 4-3. We'll show you at 640. And you are right. 1025. Eesh. There we go. Yeah, I was born there, but been here for close to 10 years now. Nice. Yeah, I've only been to Idaho a few times, but I felt like it was almost I don't know. So I grew up in around Logan, Utah. So I mean, like, maybe what is that, like 20-30 minutes from the Idaho border? So anytime we went into Idaho, it always just felt like an extension of Utah. It just always felt so similar to me. But to be fair, even Logan, I was like, this is way too cold. So yeah, I feel like it's probably not too different. I mean, they are pretty close together, so it would make sense that it doesn't feel too different. $1,024? Wait. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Okay, 1,023 through 1,027. That's right. Okay, so 1,026. That would make sense. It would make sense. All right, and then the last of the odd nodes, 604 and 676, and last but not least, 1004. This is node 4-5. Show that at 640. You are 1027. Okay, now let's do the even nodes. Just before those, so should we go a little bit faster? (4-1.5) at 640, and this is showing. And we want to skip to, I think, 1024. So we're skipping the first node in the even sections. So yeah, so 1,024. Yes. There we go. I was looking at the wrong spot. Okay, 1,024. Yeah. I'm getting so tired of this keyboard. So I've had this keyboard now for probably like 2 years. It's the Logitech G910. It's been great. It's been a fantastic keyboard. But recently, and this was probably, I mean, maybe within the last like month or two, it started just randomly, and I mean very randomly, just double pressing keys. And it's not that I'm accidentally pressing the key twice or something like that. It just double presses, and it's any key. It's not just the enter. It's not a specific key. Just every now and then, like maybe every like 1,000 keystrokes, it'll just double press a key for some reason. And I tried looking up on Reddit, and I was like, all right, has anyone else posted having this issue? Looking around, and it is a known issue. People are like, yeah, I've had this, I've had my keyboard for however many years, and it just randomly started doing this. They're trying to figure out, oh, I tried reinstalling the drivers, nothing was working, everything's still broken. And this one guy, he's like, and his post got like I think the original post got like, it was like 64 upvotes, and then his response got like 250. And he's like, yeah, I was also having this problem. I just beat the crap out of my keyboard for like 30 seconds straight, and it fixed it, and now it's fine. And a whole bunch of people just responded. They're like, yep, I unplugged my keyboard, beat the crap out of it, smacked it against the wall a few times, and it's working now. So at some point, I just need to unplug my keyboard and just smack it until it, decides to work. I just feel like I worry. I don't want to do that and accidentally break my keyboard, because I'm like, how much do you beat up your keyboard if it's not working right to make it start working right? Oh, that sounds like a pain. Mine keeps having issues with the volume dial randomly moving up and down. That, I feel like, would almost be worse. Especially if it's the moving up part. Because, like, is it in large intervals that it goes up or down? I feel like it would be annoying if it goes in, like, large intervals down. And really bad if it goes in large intervals up. So, don't want to blow your eardrums out. 676. Maybe I'll try putting the fear into it. Yeah, might be best to just maybe threaten it a little bit. Kind of smack it a couple times and be like, there's more where that came from if you keep acting up like this, keyboard. I don't know. Another part of me is like, well, I guess I could also just get a new keyboard, but I don't know. I am one where I try and make my computer peripherals last for, I don't know, probably longer than they should. I think my last keyboard I had for like 10 years before I was finally like, you know what, I should probably get another keyboard that's not all mushy and terrible. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's just make sure the tooltips are working correctly though. Well, first of all, okay, so I moved the X correctly, good. So more monsters, safe room, clear, monsters, perfect. Jumps down to 3, monsters, clear, safe, good. We got an odd one, safe, loot. Fantastic. So section 4. All right, I just kicked something under my desk. That was... okay, cool. Section 4 is working. We just got 3 more. We can do this. I believe in us. We've got this. We have the sheer willpower and determination. We will make it through. It is tedious, but worth it. In the end, it'll be worth it. Okay, let's copy that. Come over here, get rid of those and paste that. Jesse says, yeah, getting a new keyboard is cost and effort. Exactly. And that is It's not exactly something that I have the money for, and the effort is just kind of I'd much rather if just the keyboard I have sitting on my desk right now just worked. So, and it's thankfully small intervals, but it will go for a long time and go to max or 0. Oh, yeah, that'd be even more fun if you like are watching something, you pause it, walk away for a while, and your keyboard does its thing and just cranks it up to like 100 and you press play. Ooh, not fun, not fun. Tossin on YouTube, welcome. Yeah, game development is frustrating. Yeah, it can be a little frustrating, a little tedious, time consuming even. But once we get all this done, that should be it for the level select screen, and then we can just make it so you can actually start selecting the levels you're going into, and we'll get back into more of the fun stuff, like the decorations, like the pixel art stuff, making more levels, more monsters, all that fun stuff. So sometimes you just have to put your nose to the grind and just be like, all right, we're sticking with this, we're going. It sucks, but once we get there, it's gonna be worth it. So, okay, so 604 plus 188 is 792, so we need to move it to 792x, and then 676 plus 188 is 864, and then 640 plus 188 is 828. All right, just doing some quick calculations because I do not want to mess this up in trying to do it in my head. So 792x, and then the y, that can stay the same. The x we will set to 864, and this is 1005. Okay, this is doing the odds section. Oh, you had that happen, Jesse? That's, yeah, walking away and having that crank up to 100, that is a quick way for you to just rip your earbuds out of your head, because, ugh. Tossin says, I am very angry. I'm very angry, right? I was planning to show the game to you today, but the little things hit so hard, I didn't even know. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like the little things can be the worst, because they can be so numerous, and, I mean, obviously any issue is frustrating, but the little ones, they just seem to creep up so quickly and so often that that's frustrating. I'm sorry, man. That is not fun. But I know you're going to figure them out. You're going to get through them, I promise. You just got to stick with it. I think the worst thing about bugs in code is how debilitating and crippling they can seem when you feel like you've tried everything you can think of, and you're just going at it, you come at it from every angle, and you're like, well, that's everything I can think of, that's everything I can see, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. And then sometimes it'll happen in the moment, other times you have to walk away and come back, but then you'll see that one thing that you thought wouldn't have been the issue, you wouldn't have even considered it, and then you notice it and you're like, okay, yep, there it is, that's the issue. And then just all of a sudden it's working. It can be so frustrating, but at the same time, it is a very nice feeling once you find that flaw, that bug, that issue, and then you're like, oh, that's all it was? All right. So, I know that is a little bit more plentiful when you are a noob like myself, and you just make the tiniest little mistakes, and you're like, oh, I added one too many, parentheses, I forgot to add this comma, oh, the camel case, I forgot to implement that. But I know that it still happens to the pros. I know that it does, because I know some pros, and it happens. Although their bugs are usually a little bit more, they're usually a little bit different than the camel case mix-ups and putting characters in the wrong places. So, thankfully my headphones have a separate volume, so I make sure that's never on max. That is good. When you feel exhausted and slamming your face against the wall, hunting down bugs takes a lot out of you. Usually I'll figure it out right before I fall asleep or while walking the dog. And that can be a really great way to figure it out. As long as you can actually remember what the solution is before you get back to your computer. But yeah, the amount of times that I have just been stuck on something, and I'll be thinking about it, stressing about it, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And yeah, I'll either be in the shower, I'll be just doing anything else, and then that's when it comes to me and I'm like, I can do that and that'll fix it. And then, usually it'll fix it. The worst is when you feel like you have a solution, you go back and you implement it and it still doesn't fix it. So you have that, I don't know, you have that like euphoric feel in your mind and you're like, oh, this is going to fix it. This is genius. I am so glad that I thought about this. This is going to be great. And you sit down and you implement it and it still gives you the same. Or it implements a new bug and you're like, crap. So that can also be a huge letdown. But eventually you will find a solution, and that solution will be glorious. All right, last one on the odds. This is 792. 864. And 1005. So yesterday I was kind of mentioning how I thought that I could use the same system from yesterday, how to make it so things are like clickable and manageable and all that fun stuff. As you can see, there are a lot of moving pieces because you have to have it so that not only is it taking into account all of these different positions for the buttons, just because RPG Maker can't really make buttons, but then you have to take into account everything that it will do if you're hovering over the button and clicking on it. So it would have been nice to automate this a little bit more, but hey, we've got to manually do it. So I spent my whole day fixing small stuff, and I just finished it all. I was going to package the game for you, but I made a mistake, and now I can't make another package. You can make another package in 24 hours. Yeah, that's okay. That's totally fine. It happens, and when it happens, it's not the end of the world. You'll get it packaged. You'll get it figured out. So, but yeah, I'm totally down. Next Monday, if you're available, then I should be able to give that a try early on in the stream so that it's not too late for you. I mean, I know it's already pretty late for you right now. Like, what is it? Almost midnight there? It's like 11:42 at night. Or is it already midnight? I think 11 here is midnight there. Pretty sure. If I remember right. I might not remember right, though. 792. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So you're about an hour out from midnight. But still pretty late. Yeah. On Monday, early on the stream, we can pull that up. And, yep. 11:42. Yeah. So we can get that pulled up, and we'll take a look at it. And yeah, I'll give you some. I don't want to say advice or pointers, but yeah, I'll give it a try, see what it's like. Kind of let you know first impressions. That's what it'll be. Not necessarily advice or anything like that, but first impressions. Just what an outsider would think looking at your game. Okay, so this one would be Section 5, Node 2, which is 1029. No. Yeah. Section 5, Node 2, 1029. Okay, 1029. Good. That one. There we go. 1029. Perfect. All right. And you are 792. 864. I kind of want to figure out how to get, and I know there is a way, I just need to actually look into it. I want to figure out how to get chats on the screen from both platforms, YouTube and Twitch. That way, when I'm having conversations back and forth with people, people on one platform or the other won't be confused when I'm responding to questions that they don't see. So I do try and say, Jesse on YouTube, Tossin on YouTube, or Cleric Like a Cat on Twitch, trying to be like, oh, this is what, sorry about that. Can is cracking and crinkling on me. Just trying to make it so it's a little more cohesive. But we'll get there. We'll figure it out. I also don't know where on the screen I would put the chat. Maybe like the bottom left corner? I don't know. I want it out of the way so it's not interfering with anything, but we'll see. Okay. We're almost there. 792. there's that double press again. And 864. 1005. 1005. It's 5.35 or 5-3.5. 828. Showing 1031. 1031, yes. So this last one is 1032. So 792. 864. And 1005. 5-3.5. I just realized that should be 5-4.5. Wonder how long that's been an issue. 828. It's not the end of the world because it's just a comment, but still kind of weird. And 1032. Okay. So, just because I know it's going to bother me if I don't update that. This is 4-4.5. 3.5, 2.5, 1.5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3-4.5. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2-4.5. Okay, so it's been an issue probably the whole time in my comments. 3.5, 2.5, 1.5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that should be the last one. 4.5. Perfect. Okay, save that. Let's just make sure. There we go. Oh, hey. Hey. All right, so node 2, we forgot to change the X coordinate. It's coming over here. This is why comments are important, because we can go straight to 5-2. 5-2. Hold up now. 792. 864. 1005. 1005. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5-2 is highlighting. Oh, okay. I see what the problem is now. It's not that I didn't change the X coordinate of the area. It's that I didn't change the X coordinate of the highlight image. There we go. Aha, there we go. Now it highlights around. It was highlighting this one when I was hovering over that one, because I didn't change the X coordinate there. Okay, perfect. There we go. Whew. I was worried about that for a second. Tossin on YouTube says, nah, you can tell me what needs to be fixed. Like I have playing it for so long, and something like today, I didn't see that something not all players spawn at the scene. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that I won't tell you if I find any bugs. I will tell you that. If I find bugs, obviously I'm going to let you know if there are bugs. But I don't want you to think that I'm going to open it up and just critique your game left and right. Like I wouldn't want it to turn into something like that. I was testing. So my first week of streaming, I had someone come into chat, and they were talking to me about their game they were making, and they gave me a beta key on Steam, and I went in and I played their game for it was probably about like an hour or so, and I think I haven't seen them since. So I think because I went in and I was pointing out things that I was like, oh, like I would maybe change this. You could probably do this. Maybe you should change the UI a little bit like this. Oh, this doesn't really make sense. So maybe. And so I was trying to I thought I was being helpful. I was like, hey, basically from an outsider's perspective, from someone who hasn't played this game while developing it, because when you're playtesting your game while developing it, extremely different from actually just playing the game itself. And so I thought that I was being helpful, and I'm like, hey, like I'm going to point out all these things that I'm like, hey, from a player's perspective, this would probably be a good thing to change or add or get rid of, simplify this or that or the other thing. And I haven't seen him again in chat or on the stream since then. I also know that he is from India, so I know that this stream starts pretty late, but I don't think he was wanting that. I think he was just wanting me to be like, your game's amazing. It's great. I love it. So just giving you a heads up, Tossin. I will try, if there is constructive feedback to give, I will try and give that, because if you're going to let me play your game, right, I'm not just going to pick it apart, right? I'm not just going to point out every flaw, because anyone could do that with anybody else's project, whether it be a game, music, art, like whatever it is, anyone can pick something apart. But the constructive criticism is something that I would assume you probably want. And so, yeah, so I just want to make sure that you know I'm not going to try and, like, if I point anything out, like pointing out bugs or anything like that, it's not me trying to be mean. So yeah, so I will give feedback if I find bugs, or if there's anything that I'm like, from an outsider's perspective, maybe change this. But yeah, I'm not trying to be mean at all. So also, you do not need to apologize about your English. I'm sure that, well, I know I can't speak any other languages. So the fact that you can also speak English is fantastic. So don't ever apologize for your English. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. And I know that English is a really difficult language to learn. So no, you're doing great. Never apologize for your English. Jesse says, that sounds like useful feedback, honestly. Outsider perspective is good, but some people are sensitive to feedback. Yeah, and I get that. I am also very sensitive to feedback. Sometimes it's hard to compartmentalize and be like, this feedback is not applying to me, it's applying to the work that I've done. But it's pretty easy to take that kind of stuff and be like, oh, they hate me, they don't like what I am as a person. Yeah, so I get it, you know, I understand, and sometimes I can have a hard time taking that kind of feedback. But yeah, I don't ever want it to be, if anyone ever asks me for their opinion, for their advice, I'm not trying to be mean when I come back with honesty. You know, and maybe it's just because I was raised, like, so I was raised in a pretty big family. I have 9 siblings. And when you have that many children, parents can sometimes be very brutally honest when it comes to feedback or whatever the case may be. So maybe it's from that, or maybe it's just, you know, I have been a IT manager for the past 3 years now, and I was an IT supervisor before that, and so maybe it's even just that, like, that management mentality that comes up when I'm giving feedback. But I do not want that to ever come across as judgmental. So you won't have that problem with me. If it sucks, then you should just point it out. Well, first of all, I highly doubt it sucks. Second of all, if there are issues, I'm not just going to be like, oh, this is terrible. Like, I will try to give it in a constructive way. So just know that. I'm not just going to outright be like, oh, this is terrible. It's beyond repair, because nothing is beyond repair. There's always something you can do to improve your project. So getting feedback is hard. My public demo has had, like, nothing useful. Oh, so you've put out a demo and no one's given anything useful? Like, any feedback has just been, yeah, just giving you nothing to go off of? Is that what you mean, Jesse? Austin, your dad has had 18 siblings? All right, well, I will never brag about my 9 siblings ever again if your dad had 18 siblings. Holy crap. That's a lot of siblings. Jeez. Different time, man. Different time. 18 siblings. Whew. Yeah, I thought people in Utah had big families. That is crazy. Jesse says, yeah, I've gotten some plays, and the one comment is from a friend. That was just excited, which is nice to see, but not useful. Yep, yeah. And not saying that it is a bad thing to receive nothing but positive feedback from friends or family. Because, like, obviously friends and family, they're just gonna be like, oh, this is great, I love it. But yeah, as a creator, sometimes you do need that constructive feedback, constructive criticism, whatever the case may be, which can be hard to get from family and friends, because yeah, for the most part, they're just going to be like, yep, I love it, it's great. So 1,033 is where we're starting. So, well, hopefully you get some feedback soon. Something that'll be useful for you. Jesse says, my mom had 9 siblings. I'm glad to only have 3. Yeah, it's, big families, they can be fun. I will say, growing up, I absolutely hate it. I hated having to share a room basically my entire life. You know, and we grew up. I mean, we eventually, I guess I can't say eventually, because we lived in an actual house for the majority of my childhood. But we did start off in a camper trailer for a year, and that was fun because there were 5 kids in there, and it was like just this tiny little camper trailer. It was like, I don't even know how many square footage, maybe 100 square foot. Like it was quite literally, it was, you had the main room that had a table that flipped into a bed, you had a little couch area, and then you had like this tiny little section. Like, I know you can't see it because I have a green screen. I was gonna point out and be like, this office area that I have is about the size of that trailer, but yeah, it's... Anyway, so yeah, super tiny, terrible. And then we lived in a mobile home for 3 years, and that at least had 2 bedrooms. But at that point, there were now 7 kids. And then we eventually got into a house that had like 5 bedrooms. But even still, when you've got 5 bedrooms, but 10 kids, you know, it gets a little crowded. So sometimes, especially growing up, I was very jealous of my friends and other family, like extended family that only had, 2, 3, maybe 4 siblings at most. But now that I'm older, it is more fun. I do enjoy having a larger family now. So shout out to my family, all my siblings. But yeah, good times there. Good times. Nothing quite like 18 siblings, which that is still just gonna blow my mind. Oh, that's not 34. I mean, this is 35. Ooh. There we go. Okay. 1,035, so this is 980. Yeah, because my dad's family was 7 kids, I think. 6 or 7, somewhere around there. And then even my mom's family, you know, they like immediate siblings. She's got 3 other sisters. And then from a second marriage with her dad, she got 3 more sisters. And then on the second marriage for her mom's side, she has another sister and 2 brothers. So I guess technically she does have a pretty big family. But even the fact that even after a divorce with 2 new marriages, her family that she had was bigger than that has always blown my mind. Still not quite 18. Still not quite 18, Dawson. But okay, 1,036, and the last one of the evens, 980. And 1,052. This is just 1,006. Okay, this is 6-5. Ooh, it's the second to last section. We are almost done. This is 37? Yes, 1,037. Okay, now we're moving into the evens for the second to last section. This is going to be 980. $1,052. And this is 1,006. And 6-1.5. Now, this is section 6-2 is 1034. So yes, 1034. Toss on YouTube asks, what is your favorite game, like top 5? Ooh, that is a really tough call. That is really tough. I mean, I would have to say probably my top game, like if someone was like, hey, you can play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would probably have to say 7 Days to Die. So for anyone that doesn't know 7 Days to Die, it is a zombie survival crafting game. We played it on stream 2 weeks ago, and I played it twice on stream a few weeks ago, and I thought it would be a great one to play on stream because I've played it for so many years and for so many hours. 35. Like if I'll just pull it up really quick. So there it is, 7 Days to Die. Yeah, last played December 27th. I think that's when we streamed it last. But yeah, so 1,700 hours played. I love this game. And the reason why I just absolutely love this game is because I love survival games, I love crafting games, and I don't know what it is about the zombie apocalypse, but the idea of a zombie apocalypse is just so, like, it's very gripping to me. And I don't know if it's just because, like, oh, collapse society, anarchy, like, just is such a weird and interesting and foreign concept to me that I'm like, what would that be like to live in a world like that? And so, yeah, it, like, zombie apocalypse, like, throw any game with that genre, and I'm instantly sold. Instantly, I'm probably going to love it. So, yeah, so I would say that is my absolutely top game. That one, I could play that for the rest of my life and probably never get tired of it. Now, that's not to say that I haven't gotten tired of it now and then, but I've also been playing it since 2013, so, you know. But when it was fresh, so many, I don't want to say wasted weeks, but so many wasted weeks of playing that game basically nonstop. So, I mean, this was back, you know, obviously 2013, 2014. This was back, I had just so much more free time back then, so I was playing that game a lot. But anyway, yeah, so that would be probably my number one. Like, I can pretty confidently say, if any time anyone's ever like, what's your top game? I can pretty confidently say that is my top. After that, it gets a little bit more, it kind of can switch around. So, I like the walking zombie 2 in zombie apocalypse area. I like it because I'm honestly a mobile gamer. Yeah, and I kind of wish there were more and better mobile zombie games. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's right. Sorry. For some reason, I was confusing the level select hover with the level select tooltip. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever played. So the game is called The Walking Zombie 2. Is that what the game is called? I might have to try it out, because I do play games on mobile sometimes, every now and then. It's not very often. Okay, so this was section 6. So we've got, okay, that all is working correctly. That is not working correctly. So what would that be? That would be node. That is node. So we're in the evens. Whoop. This is 6-4. What did I do wrong? 980, 440, 1052, 512, 1006. What have I done wrong? Oh, no, it's going to be this last one, because I didn't update that to 1006. Are there any more where I messed that up? 1006, 1006, 1006, 1006, 1006, and 1006. Okay. Give that a try again. Works, that works. Okay, that's safe, loot, safe, clear, clear, loot, loot, monsters, 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 safe, loot, monsters, clear. Okay, I think I also made it so this one only does 3 or 2. So I'm going to increase that really quickly to 4 and 5 because I want to... Yeah, let's just do 1 through 5. Might take a little bit more refreshing, but I just want to make sure that it's all working. So, I never ask about only one favorite game because favorite game switches. Yeah, and going with top 5 is usually a pretty safe way to go. Okay, so clear, monsters, loot, clear, clear, monsters, loot, 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 monsters. Yeah, let's see if we can get a 1 or a 4 to test those. Here we go, 4, loot, safe, safe, loot. And let's see if we can get a 1. Yeah, it was a 1. There we go. And loot. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, that means we have one more section left. One more section, and then every single one of these is hoverable and all that fun stuff. Ooh. All right. We're almost there. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost there. Okay, so we need to figure out. So 980 plus 188 is 1168. 68. 1052 plus 188. Whoops, that's 1052 plus 188 is 1240. 1240. And 1016 plus 188 is 1204. 1204. Okay, those are the coordinates we will be using. Perfect. Toss on YouTube says, I asked you this yesterday, but I don't know if you answered it while I was gone. Why do you always put the finger to your lips when you're thinking? I did answer. It's just like I don't know if it's necessarily like a nervous tick. I don't know. It's just some weird thing that I do, and I do it not only on stream, but I also just do it in normal day-to-day life. Usually when I'm having conversations with people, especially when I'm sitting. For some reason, I don't know why, but my first instinct when I'm talking with someone is to, for some reason, like have my hands up to my face. So like if I'm talking to someone, I guess even when I'm standing, I'll like cross my arms like this, and I'll rest my chin on my hand like this, and I'll kind of like put my hand on my face, and a lot of times I'll kind of go like this. I don't know, it's just this weird thing that I do, and I will admit it is weird, and it is something that people have pointed out to me before. And the first time it was pointed out, I got defensive, and I was like, I don't do that. Like, what are you talking about? And then I actually realized what I was doing, and I was like, okay, I do that a lot. Good to know. Something else that someone pointed out, this was years ago, and I feel like I've gotten better at it. I'm still not great. But in response to people, and this is more when I'm having like a one-on-one conversation or like an actual live interaction with someone. So reading chats and stuff like that, this tick doesn't come out very often, but I do have a tick where if I'm talking to someone and I ask them a question or they give me some response to something and I don't really know what to say, I'll give a one-word response, but I'll say it twice. So, if I ask someone, oh, like, how's your day going, or something like that, and they're like, oh, it's going great. But if they don't ask a follow-up question and I feel like I have to respond, I'll say something like, that's good. Or if someone asks me and they're like, oh, how's your day going? I'll be like, oh, it's great. And for some reason, I'll repeat what I say. And I never noticed that until someone pointed it out. And they're like, why do you repeat yourself? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't repeat, like, what? And they're like, no, if you give like a short 1 to 3 word response, you repeat that response twice, every time. It's like, what are you talking about? And then I started listening for it and I realized it, and I was like, I do. I repeat. If it's a very short response that I give, or that I feel like I need to say something, I'll choose like a 1 or 2 word response and then I'll repeat it. I don't know if it's because in my mind I'm like, that was too short of a response. Say it again to lengthen it. Something like that. I don't really know. But that is another tick that I have when talking. So anyway, that's why I do that every now and then when I'm thinking. I'll just kind of put my finger up to my lips like that. It probably doesn't sound great on stream because I'm like blocking my mouth or restricting the movement of my jaw. But anyway, that's why I do it. It's a weird thing I do. So I'm sorry. I need to drink something. Jesse on YouTube. Sometimes you need to do a thinking pose. I sometimes play with my eyebrows when in thought, and I don't know why. Yeah, exactly. It makes it seem like I am very deeply contemplating what I'm working on. It makes me go, if I were an experienced JavaScript dev, what would I do? And then I sit like that for a few seconds, and then I come to the realization I am not an experienced JavaScript dev, and I'm just gonna do whatever I know, and that's all I can do. So, okay, so 1038. 1038. Are we ready for 1038? We are ready for 1038. Okay. So you are 1038. Tossin says, hey, in my game engine, there is an option text-to-speech. So in the tutorial, I used it. Is it okay? Because it sounds like AI. Anyone can tell that. Yeah, that's fine. That is totally fine. If you've got a text-to-speech option, I don't think it's that bad to use. Especially if it's just like a smaller project, like it's not going to be the end of the world. I think if you were, developing a more polished final product, right, and you were going to be selling it for, a decent chunk of money, $5-10, maybe trying to do something other than that would be good. But yeah, in your own project that you're still working on, even if you're planning on keeping the text-to-speech, I don't think that's bad. So, you scratch your head while you're thinking. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Some people will scratch their head when they're thinking. Some people like tap their fingers on the desk. Whatever it is, and that just happens to be the weird thing that I do. Okay, did I finish this one already too? 1038. No, okay, so I was right here. 1038, 1039. There we go. And that's already at 1204. Okay. Whew. I'm losing track of where I'm going. 1168. 1240. If I were an experienced JavaScript dev, what would I do? The answer is usually cry. Yeah, that is usually the answer. If I was an experienced dev, I would cry. The problem, so here's the positive and the negative. With being a noob and not knowing many things, I can just kind of lie to myself and I can say, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's fine. And I can get away with it. But I feel like if I were more experienced, I would almost be more frustrated because I would be like, I should know this. Why don't I know this? Come on. Because yeah, I feel that way with things that I am a bit more experienced in. So maybe being less experienced with JavaScript, it is better for my mental health because I can just, at the end of the day, brush it off and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. So that's a good point. But I probably do still cry a little bit too much about JavaScript, even being inexperienced. 7.4. I don't think I will ever make it paid because I don't like that all the other good games that are paid. Yeah, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever think about, with a project that you finish, having it be a paid product. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But there are other ways to monetize. So, if you made a project and you felt like it was really great and you wanted to make some kind of revenue from it, but you're like, I don't want people to have to buy this. You can always look into, if there's some way how to implement microtransactions in a non-intrusive way. I feel like there's a good balance though, and you want to make sure to strike that balance perfectly. I think a really good balance for if you're an indie dev and you want people to play your game, but you don't want people there, you don't want to have that barrier of entry, right? You want people to be able to experience it, but not be like, oh, it's $5 though. I don't want to pay $5 for this. Meh. Having a donation, which You can't really do that on Steam. Steam doesn't really allow, if you like the game, feel like donating. But Itch does have that. So you can have the game be free, but then have some type of, oh, I would recommend that if you would like it, you know, maybe give me $5. Setting up some type of Patreon. What's that other one? Coffee? I know there's Coffee. I can't remember the other services, though, where it's basically like you can accept donations. I guess you can always put like a Venmo or a PayPal QR code and be like, if you feel so inclined, you know, leave a little tip here. But ads is another one as well. That one I feel like is almost a more difficult balance to strike than microtransactions or like in-game transactions, because everyone has such a different opinion on what is an intrusive ad and what isn't an intrusive ad. I feel like probably the best way to do it, and this is going back on a really old example. So PewDiePie had, or I guess has, a mobile game. It is, what's it called? It's 1043. It's like PewDiePie's. It's like his pixel game where like you can like decorate your room. It's like an idle streaming thing. I can't remember it. But anyway, that game, it did have microtransactions, but it also had ads, but you had to play them, right? So you would get in-game bonuses, in-game currency and stuff like that if you watched ads. So if you didn't want to watch ads, if you just wanted it to be completely free, ad-free, you don't have to worry about that at all. You didn't have to worry about it. You just wouldn't play the ads, and that was fine. But it gave you the option to, if you wanted boosters, if you wanted items, if you wanted some type of benefit, then you got to go in and you played the ad when you wanted. And I felt like that was a really good balance because, you know, you had the part of the players that were like, I don't want to watch these at all, and they didn't have to. There was never a time that it was pushing you toward watching an ad or doing this thing. I don't know if that's still the case. I'm sure that now that the game has probably died out quite a bit, because that game is pretty old. I remember playing that game like 6, 7, 8 years ago. So they might be pushing the ads a little bit more now. But when it was newer, when it was more popular, they went with that. And I feel like that is probably the best balance for ads in a mobile game that you can get, is they're there, but you don't have to watch them. So I feel like that's a good balance, but you know, that can be, that's kind of has to be up to you. And you kind of have to figure out the best way you're going to monetize your project, whether it's just paying for it, double enter. Just having someone pay for it outright and just be like, yep, if you want to play this game, it's $5, versus donations, in-game transactions, ads, any of that stuff. So what is the other thing that I said? Only one ad per game or 2 games. The other thing that I said, the other suggestion. So you had the ads, you've got microtransactions, you've got possible donations, like giving the game for free, but then you could also, you know, like if you made it free on Steam or something like that, if you uploaded it on Steam, you could make it free, right? But then in the menu, have a link to a Patreon, to a donation page like Coffee or something like that, where anyone who's like, you know what, I absolutely love this game. Because there have been times where I've played free games and I've been like, this is an amazing game. You know, this developer has clearly put a lot of time and effort and love into this project, and it was free. And for some reason, if it's free, I feel more inclined to be like, well, here's more, right? Here's some money because I absolutely loved playing this. And this is also going to depend on how much people actually enjoy the game. You know, if someone absolutely loves it, they'll probably feel more inclined to purchase or donate or something like that. Like for me, like going back to 7 Days to Die, for example, I've probably purchased that game like 7, 8 times, because I purchased it for myself. I purchased it for my wife. I've purchased it for a couple of my brothers, a couple friends, and this was a few years ago. I had a different YouTube channel that I was trying to do YouTube on. I think I gave away like 2 or 3 keys on there. So, I purchased that game many times. They've gotten, probably a good $200 out of me. But because of how much I can tell the devs have interest in that game and how much investment they've put on there, I know that they will finish it. And because it's still in early access, well, not anymore. They've technically released to 1.0, but they're still developing it, even in 1.0. And I don't know, there's just, because of how much I love that game, when they released, they've released some merch, and I've purchased that. They released their, like a music DLC, and I purchased that. So anyway, there's all sorts of different ways that people will find an interest in supporting your game dev. And so, yeah, step number 1 is just making the game enjoyable and interesting, and then finding ways to monetize it after that. Oh, the microtransactions. Yeah, microtransactions. So just like, I don't know, if you had some type of, for 99 cents, you can purchase X amount of in-game currency or items, if that's a thing in your game. If you don't have those things, don't ever add something to your game to make a microtransaction. That's the problem with the game industry right now. Well, one of many is they don't develop their games and then find ways to monetize. They find ways to monetize and then they develop their games around that. Just terrible approach. So yeah, so microtransactions. So that's like in mobile games where you see things like purchasing for 99 cents, you can buy 100 diamonds or something like that. That's like their in-game currency to purchase items and rewards and things like that. So, all right, let's give this a try. Let's see. Actually, we need to do one more thing. We need to adjust how many 1 through 5 the last one can generate. All right, so the last one, here we go. Oh, I just realized I will block that. Anyway, so you can hover over it. So on the single node, this floor is small and safe, yada, yada, yada. Perfect. So let's do this. If I do main, I'm just gonna hide the camera. There we go. Okay, so down here, we've got considerably more monsters. Clear, clear, considerably more monsters. Clear. Okay, let's test on 2. Tooltip 56A. Well, that's exciting. Okay, well, let's come over here. Let's see if we can fix that. Let's see what's going on over here. 7. Okay, tooltip 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay. So 7-1. So that's starting 38. So it should be 39 is the first one on the even numbers. The numbers is... yeah, that would do it. 1043. What is 1043? Okay, yep, that would be a problem. That would be a problem. So we should be starting at 1039 here on the units. Yes, so 1039. I don't know why I started with 1043. 1039, 1040, 1041, and 1042. Okay, now let's hide the camera. There we go. Oh yeah, no worries, Jesse. No worries. We'll see you when you get back. Okay, let's take a look and see. So this bottom one, considerably more loot. Loot. Safe. Monsters. Monsters. Perfect. Let's refresh. On the 3, safe, safe, monsters. Clear, safe, safe. Loot, monsters, clear. Loot, safe, monsters, clear. Okay, I think that tested all of them. That's a lot of safe rooms. So this is where the next step is going to be limiting the amount of each of these nodes that can spawn, right? So you won't really want to have 3 options for considerably more loot, more loot, more loot, and then 1 clear. So we need to make it so that each of these 7 sections can only spawn a maximum of 1 each of these rooms. So Right, so here where you've got 5, you should only at max have 1 safe room, 1 monster room, and 1 loot room. Now these regular, these gray ones, these without any nodes, those can spawn as many as it needs. But each section should only spawn 1 of each node max. So let's do that. Let's come over here. Well, do we want to limit that first, or do we want to make it so that you can... Yeah, let's limit that. Let's limit them. Let's come in here. Okay, so this is defining the sections. So this is going to be... So the end is only 1, the beginning is only 1. Section number 2 will be 2 through 3. Section number 6 will be 2 through 3. And then you are 1 through 5. Or should we do... No. 3 through 5. 3 through 5. Yes. So 1, 1, 2 through 3, 3 through 5, 3 through 5, 3 through 5, 2 through 3, 1. Okay, perfect. So that will make it so that the shape of the path will always kind of follow this same general layout, right? So you'll always have your starting point here, and then there will be anywhere between 2 and 3 nodes to pick from here, and then these 3 middle sections will have anywhere between 3 through 5 sections. Yes, that should be perfect. Okay. Awesome. There we go. Okay, so the nodes. Let's actually come over here. Add the progress, make the nodes clickable. We will be adding that. Let's add limit node spawns in level area. Area sections. There we go. Limit node spawns in level areas, in the level area sections. Okay, so let's limit those node spawns. So right now, so this spawns the sections, creates the starting point. Let's just move that up there just for continuity's sake. So yes, this spawns the sections on the back end, and then this creates the front end to show the different level nodes. And then this is what's spawning. Well, so these are the node backs, right? So this is just the grayed out, nothing crazy. And then this is what's spawning the nodes. 1 through 4. I think we need to make it a little bit more robust than just doing, hey, just spawn that. There you go. So let's create a loop. And then in here, we're going to change. So how are we going to change this? So basically we need to say, set a random number for 1008. Yeah, so 1008 through 1012. So 1008 through 1012. It's going to set it to a random number between, all of those to a random number between 1 and 4. Okay, so this is the first section. Random number between 1 and 4. Let's actually... Well, no. This will be fine. We'll just increase this to a 1 through 5 just for testing purposes. Okay, so 1 through 4. Or are we going to need to do that differently? We may need to do that differently. And I say that because so we don't necessarily need to say there has to be... Alright, how are we going to make this randomization work? I want it to feel random, but I don't want to run into the issue. So the issue that I'm seeing playing out in my head is if we say to always set the first node. Let's pull up the example. Let's hide. Jeez, what is happening here? Okay, so we got that. So we got hover, player location, even, odd. Let's just do this. Let's pull all these back in. Okay, there we go. We've got our examples. So, I don't want it to always start, because if it's always starting here, right? And it says pick a random number between 1 and 4. I guess that's not that bad. So if it says to pick a random number between a 1 and 4, and let's say it lands on a 4, it will then pick a random number for this one, and this one, but 4 is already taken. And so the chances of 4, the safe room, always being more towards the top, that could be an issue. Maybe not. It kind of just comes down to RNG, so I think it should be fine. Now the question then comes, do we want to kind of force the game to have to do, because 1 is gray. It's gray, there's nothing to it. So only 2, 3, and 4 are the different things. So 2 is the loot, 3 is the monsters, 4 is the safe room. So do we want to say something like, set a random number between 2 and 4, specifically on section 1, node 1? Yes. So if you're setting a random number between 2 and 4 on that node, and then we just want to limit what section 1 node 2 is. This could get a little crazy. So let's see if we can get this a little bit cleaner. Because we could go like this, right? We could manually go through and say section 1 node 2 is 2 through 4. And then we would just have to have another loop here. And then say conditional branch. If the variable section 1 node 2 is equal to this node, if you're not equal, we'll just say if you're not equal to the node, then break the loop. And then in here, we would say set section 1 node 3 to a random number between 2 and 4. And then if section 1 node 3 is equal, if you're not equal to section, then we'll have to do 2 conditional branches to where you say if you are not equal to section 1, node 2 or 1, and then break the loop. And then we'll say set section 1 node 4 to random number between 2 and 4. And then so long as node 4 is not equal to node 3 and node 4 is not equal to node 2 and node 4 is not equal to node 1, then you can break the loop. And one more loop, set section 1 node 5. And if node 5 is not equal to node 4, if node 5 is not equal to node 3, if node 5 is not equal to node 2, and if node 5 is not equal to node 1, then break the loop. Okay. So that is going to make it. Okay, so that's just setting a random between 1 and 4. Let me just check back in here. What was it called? Level nodes. So 0 is the player's location, okay? And then node 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I think we're going to make the player's location a different thing, though. We only want these special nodes to be, well, special, right? So we don't want to have too many in each section. So we say set a random number between 1 and 4. So the player's location, I would bet we're not ever going to have more than, like, we may come up with different nodes, but I doubt it's going to be anything more than 10. I guess if we really wanted to be safe, we could just go 100. That way we have, well, 100 different nodes that we could set, right? So anything 1 and below is just going to be an empty node. Yes. Okay. So this is going to set a random number between 0 and 4. 0 and 4. 4, 0, 4. And 0, 4. And then down here, yes. So this is showing the nodes. So just for simplicity's sake, let's say this is node 0. So you got 0 and 1. Okay. So this should set over here. Okay. So it's not setting anything. Are we getting an error though? Is an error going to pop up saying we can't show picture whatever? Doesn't seem like it. So why is that? Actually, let's check the variables. Let's get a, just for testing purposes, because we want to make sure we're getting the right stuff. For testing purposes. What is node section 1, nodes 1 through 5 do? 0, 1, 2, 0, 4. Okay, so you're the correct nodes. Why aren't you showing anything? You should be showing something, but you're not. Why is that? Set. Okay, so it's setting. That would be why. Break the loop at the end of the loop. That would be something we need to do. There we go. Okay, so with this, you're trying to show level select tooltip 0. What? Level select tooltip 1. Oh, that. Okay, all right. Now, okay, so we're gonna have 2 empty, 2 of the empty things. We need to have another tooltip for the clear with a value of 0. At least how we have it set up. Okay, so now if we hover over that, clear the floor of its monsters and find the sigil to progress. Okay. More loot, monsters. Okay, so with this, there can only be 1 of these special rooms that spawn. Can be, I say can be. Right now, there will always be 1 of each. on a 5. But if we set you to 4, now this can change how many there will be, right? There's 1 monster, 1 loot room, 2 empty, 2 empty, 2 empty, 1 empty. Okay, so it does, I mean, with randomization, obviously it's going to be a little weird. So, yeah. So it is choosing between that. Okay, perfect, fine, great, awesome. So with this, we need to figure out. Okay, so that works. We need to figure out. So this section right here is limiting the amount that it's generating. We need to. Oh, calm down, watch. You've been sitting for a while. Get up and get moving. Can't tell me how to live my life. Okay. So we need to make sure that this can row with as it's going. Kind of like how this is working, right? So this section right here is working off of a whole bunch of variables. So this repeats through 5 times or 7 times to get all of the node sections populated with the different node sizes, 1 through 5. And so then we basically need to do the same thing with this section, loop 7 times, so that it will assign only 1 type of node per section for each one. So you can't have 2 loot rooms. You can't have 2 monster rooms. You can't have 2 safe rooms per section. So how are we going to do that? We can set section 1, node 1 to a random number between 0 and 4. Yes. So we need to these aren't setting random numbers. This is just showing images. Is there a random number up here? That is also just showing pictures. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we need to change this to JavaScript. I guess we actually don't need this other loop. So we can come down here and grab this guy, cut that, get rid of that loop, and just go with that. We're not looping through. What? Oh, crap. Never mind. We are. We will be. We need to loop through 7 times. I was like, why would I have put a loop here? There's no reason for it. We will need a loop. Okay, so let's grab the code for that. I've got a thing over here. Nope. Where would I have that? Where would I have that? Game variables. It would be with spawning dice. I know that's got it there. I think I also have it saved here. I do not. I do not. Where the crap would I have that? Typing. Death. Next level. Let's do monster death. So that's just doing that. Okay, I know that I have a script variable dice. Because with RPG Maker, while I am just using JavaScript, set that. It can be a little finicky with its random numbers in JavaScript. Initialization and buttons. Picked up, save and throw, dice move. Be the card draws, right? maybe. Card draws. Nope. Saving throw? No. Did I just get rid of all of my math floor random stuff? I know that I have to have that somewhere. I mean, I can write the script out again if I have to. Loki says, "Afternoon, good sir." Afternoon, good sir, my friend Loki. How's it going? Hope you've been having a good morning so far. Alright, I think I have spent more time searching for this code than it would have taken for me to just write it. How it goes. It's how it do go. That's okay. I'll find it eventually, and I will be like, oh yeah, that's where I put it. But for now, let's just come in here. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up really quick. And we're going to do JS random number. So I never remember exactly how it is out. Math.floor, math.random, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so if we come down here, oh, knock, knock. Oh, hi. How are you? Are you doing so good? You want to say hi to everybody? Yeah, is that the microphone? Yeah, you say hi into the microphone. You say hi? You got a lot of green on you. You're blending into the green screen. Also got a lot of green around my face because I'm so close. Is that your cracker? Want to tell everyone how great your crackers are? You gonna be going down for a nap soon? Yeah. Want to say bye? Want to say bye to everyone? Nothing? Okay. All right, have a good nap. I love you. You might need some water after those crackers, huh? All right. It's been all right working on making some changes to one of my projects. Nice. Are they some pretty big changes or just some minor fixes? What do you got going on that project, Loki? So math.floor random. If I remember right. Wait. Did I grab the wrong thing? One. No, that's right. That's the right code. But so like I was saying, it's RPG Maker does things a little bit weird. Oh wait, no, it's this. That's 1 through 10. Yes. Okay. Yes. And I believe if we do something like that's game variables dot set value. Oh my goodness. Set value of, we just set 1008 to that math floor, math random. So we're doing, so it's 0 through 4, right? 0 through 4? 0 through 4. So 5 would be 0 through 4. Yes. Okay. So then it's open, 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 close, close, close. Perfect. That should be right. So if we cut that, and then set you to 5 through 5, we'll see if it throws an error. Monsters, monsters, clear. Okay, so that is working correctly. Okay, whew. There we go. Loki says, hopefully not too crazy. Trying to change my card library from JSON to Lua table to hopefully speed up the game load times. Efficiency is very important, so never a bad thing to switch over to a different, will that be considered? Library from JSON to Lua? Maybe library is not the right term. But yes, that's good though. That is some stuff that if I put my mind to it, I might be able to figure out, but for the most part, would just kind of go for me. So that's awesome. Glad you've got that those changes going on. Yeah, load times. Efficiency is key. I will say that. Trying to make things as efficient as possible. Fantastic. Okay, so if that's setting 1008, what we need to do is we need to base this variable off of, kind of how we're doing down here, base it off of the variable 911. So we are going to set 111 to 1, and then we're going to loop through here. So set the variable of game variables.value 1007. How do I have it down here? So it's setting. Okay, yeah, so it has to be something like so 1,000 plus. Wait, is that right? So I need game variables value 911 plus 27. Yes, so then this is set it to game variables 1007. So we need this in parentheses. That's 1007 plus no. This will be 911 plus 1007. This is saying set the value of the variable 911, which is 1, plus 1007, which would make it 1008. And then every time that goes up, so it'd be 1007, it's 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, setting it to a random number between there and there. Okay, perfect. So we come back in here. As long as that is correct, loot, safe, clear, safe. Okay, so it's still setting random numbers, which is fantastic. So every time that loops through, yes. Okay, so then next we need to set these loopity-loopy ones. Let's replace this. Increase this to 1008. And that will replace the need for that. And then comes the... That could actually be a potential issue. Let's come over here. I need the RPG Maker MV script call list. I don't think in JavaScript, because the loops are a very RPG Maker thing. Break loop. Yeah, so I know that JavaScript has a loop function of their own, but I don't think I could ever get it working quite right in RPG Maker. This script breaks out of the loop. Okay, so I can just have... So that's a script command, which would be... I think it would still just be a script, right? So let's just do this. I'm going to replace this break loop command with a script call of interpreter command 113. This is calling on a built-in command within RPG Maker to break that loop. So let's see if that works. It may have to be, well, it shouldn't be a plug-in command. The interpreter is not defined. Okay. Oh, wait, not... Oh, okay. Not interpreter. This dot command 113. Believe is what it means. Okay. So it seems like it is breaking the loop. That is good. That's what we need. Okay, so let's come over here. So instead of having this, we need to say, so this is 109 and 108. So let's see if I can remember how to do these off the top of my head. If game variables dot value 1000, crap, what was it? 1009. 1009 is not equal to, oh my gosh, is not equal to 1008. And we do open bracket, close bracket. I think that should be right. So if we cut that, move that out of that if statement, that should be its own. So if that works, we should be able to take this code, put it into this script itself. Let's see. Game variables is not defined. All right, what did I do wrong? There we go. It's that noob JavaScript stuff coming out. Okay, you're blank, you're blank, you're green, you're yellow, you're yellow. Okay. Okay, so that should be working. So then if we say, oh, that's right. We can't say 1009 and 1008 because it will then loop through that same thing. We're trying to get it so that it goes up as this variable goes up. So kind of like how this is, we need to say if game.variables, this guy right here plus 1008. Okay, so if you're saying in here, game variables 911 plus 1008. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So 1008 is not equal to game variables 1007. I think I maybe put too many parentheses in there. I don't think we need that many. But it should be going through still, doing all that properly. So maybe I do have the right amount of parentheses. Okay. Now, that is fantastic. So let's do this. Let's come over here. We should be able to put this, if we copy that, we should be able to put it in here. We just have that one line. It loops. If it is not the same, break the loop, move on to the next thing. Okay. That should be good. There we go. It seems to be functioning correctly. It only spawns one of each. Colored nodes. Awesome. Okay. So we should be able to take that then. We copy that. And do here. Then we're going to say set 1009. So that's 1010 to a random number between 0 and 4. And then if 1000. Here's something that I have. Well, would this be, that would be an and technically, because this has to be not equal to that, and this has to not be equal to that. Okay, so all I need to do there then is say if 1009 is not equal to 1007, and then in here I also then need to say and all of this if 1008 is not equal to 1007, then break the loop. I should then be able to grab that, get it out of there, come in here. Okay, oh, no. All right, we've broken something. Let's find out what we have broken. This is doing a loop. It is setting 911 plus 1009, so that's 1010. So we're only going to increase this variable once. Once it loops through all of this, it increases and loops through again. So we do need to be increasing these. So if that's 1008, then this does need to be 1009. Okay. So then we're saying if game variables 1009, so 1010, are we starting in the right? Yeah, so 1007 would make it 1008. 1008 is 1009. 1008. Yeah. Then if 1000, so set 1010 to a random number between 0 and 4. And then if game variables dot value do I have one too many parentheses? I think I do. Maybe that's the problem. We'll find out. We'll see if it throws an error. Yep, that's what I thought. So, if game variables dot value 1 plus 1009. So if game variables dot value 1010 is not equal to game variables dot value 1007 and no, we don't need that there. And game variables value 1009 is not equal to 1008. I think I'm doing the ifs incorrectly. Yeah. So I don't think these two will ever be the same except for being blank. Obviously, because the blank has 2. So the issue just because... I think the issue is just because I need to do the rest of these. So maybe we'll put the AND statement down there, just to make it a little bit more readable for me. But it should be functioning the exact same way as the other if statement was. It shouldn't be having a problem. Let's do this just for kicks and giggles. We're going to do this. JavaScript if and statement. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. The if statement in JavaScript is used to execute a block of code, yada, yada, yada. If else, else if. Okay, we don't want else if. We want logical operator and inside if condition. It should just be function if you are equal to that and you are equal to that. Then return. You need a logical or instead of logical and. But I don't want or. So we want this to be and, though. Right? Because if we did or, I mean, we could switch it to an or statement, but these nested if, or like conditional branches, should be and, not or. I mean, if it's going to have more empty ones, that's fine. So far, we haven't had any duplicate nodes, except for the empty ones. Well, maybe it was or that we needed. I thought we needed an and statement, not an or statement. But it seems to be working. Nope. Okay, all right. Randomization was just doing its thing. Okay. So what do we got here? Something weird, that's what we got here. So this is setting the game variable 911 plus 1009, so 1010, to a random number between 1 through 5, which is correct. And then it's checking if game variables.value 1010 is not equal to Wait. I think I'm checking incorrectly. So on these other if statements, I was checking if node 4 equaled node 3, node 4 equaled node 2, and node 4 equaled node 1. Okay. I have found the error of my ways. So we need to check. This needs to stay the same, 1009. It's these that need to change. This needs to be 1008 and 1007. And then we're going to set this back to the and statement. And with that, we shouldn't have duplicates. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers and see. There should never be duplicate nodes, and there should never be more than 2 empty nodes. We go through here a few more times, if I can get my words out. Maybe I need to drink some water and not just energy drinks. Okay, yes, so I think the issue was I was checking the wrong variables and values and all that fun stuff. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So, that means we're on the right path. We just need to grab this. Put it there. We'll say 1010. Set you to a random number between 0 and 4. And then check if game variables 1010, 1010. So check if 1010 is not equal to 1009. And then we need to grab this, copy that, go to the end. Oh. And, okay. Let me say 1008, 1000, so 10, 9, 8. Okay. So we should be able to delete this loop and as long as everything was copied over correctly. We should be able to refresh this. There should never be more than one of each node, except for the empty ones. Which it looks like that is the case. That worked. And let's copy this loop, which this should be the last one. Put this here. We will say set 11 to 5. Hold up now. I may have been doing this wrong the whole time. We may have to adjust some things. No, that should be right. That should be right. 1011 is not equal to 911 plus 1010. Then we should be able to grab all the way over there. That there. So then 1009, 1008, 1007. We should be able to get rid of this loop. Okay. Well, that's a bad start off. That's a really bad start off. What did I do wrong here? Oh, that's what I did wrong here. We gotta change these to 1011. Okay. Getting a little too ahead of myself. Now, if I refresh this, there should never be any duplicate nodes aside from the empty ones. Yes. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Fan-frickity-tastic. Awesome. Okay. Now, this is where I think I may have messed up how I'm doing this, but I should be able to adjust it pretty easily. So the idea is, we're setting this to 1, right? And then this is going to loop. And every time it loops, it's going to add 1 to this. But here's the problem. We don't want to add just 1 to this. I think we need to add 5 to this every time. And the reason for that is this is going off of 911, which is 1. And then this is also increasing by 1. But if we loop all the way back down here, this is still 911 is still equal to 1. And then when we come back up here, this would now be equal to 2. So this would make it 1009, which we do not want. So we need to be now at 1013. So to get to 1013, we need to go 1007. We're already at 1. 1007, so 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012. So plus 5. So we would now be at 6. So 1007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, so we need to add 5 to this variable every time we loop around. And we need to do this 7 times. So 1 plus the 5 times 7. So we're looking at 36. So then down here at the very bottom, before we break loop, we just need to say conditional branch if the variable random number 1 is equal to or greater than 36. Then we break the loop. So until then, it will go down, so it'll do all of this, it'll loop back up to the top, add 5 to this, come back down again, which should then go through all of the nodes, filling them in, making it so there's only... what happened? What happened? I'm sorry, what? What is happening? Huh? What is happening? Okay. What? Huh? Okay, let's just have this do this one time. What is happening? So if you're greater than or equal to 1, break the loop. So this should just do the first section. But it's not. Oh, I get what's going on here. Okay. I'm adding to that variable too early. There we go. First section. Okay, I am so stupid. Okay, so I had it right. I just put the adding to the variable in the wrong spot. So let's bring you back up to 36. Let's come in here. There we go. Okay. So it now should, with that logic, only spawn one special node per section. Yes. So then, we set you back to 1, 1. You are 2, 3, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 3, 1, 1. Okay. Yes. So, that will loop, spawn only one special node per section in each of the nodes, so that you'll never have... Yes. Okay. All right. But then that will also make it so that you've got the potential for more empty nodes. Okay, yeah, there we go. Then you'll just kind of have to choose your path. So from here, you could go to either one of these if you wanted just an empty room or a safe place to heal and stuff like that. From here, you'd be able to go to these, I guess 2 to 5, you'd have to go to 4 nodes. Then you'd kind of choose your direction. 2 to 5 does go a little weird. The 5 to 3 is fine, because you could go here, you can go here and here, you can go here, here. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out how the paths will work. That's going to be an issue for another day. But for now, I believe that has fixed it so that each section only spawns one type of node or 2 empty nodes. Yes. Perfect. That is working for you. All right. Happy day. Happy, fantastic day. I'd personally say only allow max 3 paths, limiting the options makes more interesting decisions. That is true. So limit the max of 3 paths. Oh, so you're meaning, so if you were to go... So kind of like with that example I was showing where it's going from 2 to 5. So are you meaning 1 node connections to max 3 others? Yes. Okay, yeah. I would agree 100%. I just want to make sure that it makes sense. So going from 1 to 3, right? That makes sense. You can pick one of these 3. And then if you're here, right? If you're in this second section over there, you could go there, there, there. This one, you could go there, there, there. This one, you can go there, there, there. The only time it gets a little bit weird is when you're going from an even number of nodes to an odd. Trying to figure out exactly how you're going to do that gets a little weird. Because this one, it makes sense. You know, you'd go there, or there, or there. And then this one could go there, there, there. You can't necessarily go there. Yeah, that would make the most sense. Just want to make sure there's not going to be some weird... Yeah, so 3 to 5. Again, yep, there, there, there. There, there, there. those all make sense. And then even the evens to evens, so there. I think the only potential issue is when there's this, if this is ever at a 2, and this one's ever at a 5. I think this is where it potentially gets a little weird. No, because you can go there, and then this one can go there. Yeah. So limiting to 3. Okay, so that is how I had it in my head. I think I just looked at it weird because I was like, well, if you can go all the way up to there, you should be able to go all the way down to there. But yes, you are right. Limiting to 3 is the best way to go. Because I don't want you to have too much vertical freedom. Because I want you, as you're making your movement decisions, I want it to be something to where if you're coming up here, you're probably not going to be able to come down here. Which I don't think you'd be able to. Because if you're up here, you'd probably only be able to go there. So then this one can go there. This one can go there. You can go there. You can go there. Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit weird to try and make the pathing work. But that's going to be an issue for, for future Kevin. So if you're up here, you could only come down to here. And if you're here, you could come down as far as here. But yeah, you're not going to be able to. If you go all the way up, you're not coming down this way. So you will have to map out your path, see if you can figure out the best way to, figure out where you're going. So yeah, I think that is a really good point and a really good thing we're definitely going to want to stick with. And you don't always have to be 3, as long as every node can be. So it won't always be you can move 3. It's just the maximum would be you would only ever be able to move up to 3 nodes from a single node. So like from this one, it would be this one could move here, here, here. This one can move here, here, here. Yeah. Yep. That should be right. Yes, let's set this back to 2 through 3. You are 3 through 5. 3 through 5, 3 through 5, 2 through 3, and 1. Yes. Perfect. Okay. That's going to be some fun logic. Yeah, it's going to be some very exciting logic to try and program. But again, that is future Kevin's problem to deal with. For now, we just get to say, perfect, this logic is working. To make it, there's only one type of special node per section. So you can never have more than 2 safe rooms or 2 extra loots or 2 extra monster rooms per section. So that's working, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, so with this one, you could make your path be, you're starting here and you're going to go to a safe room, another safe room, a monster room, a monster room, a monster room, so on and so forth. So yeah, that will be a fun one to try and figure out later. But for now, we can come in here. Now let's come over here to this JavaScript one. We can get rid of that. We figured that out. Okay, limit node spawns in level area sections. That is good to go. Perfect. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is making the nodes clickable. So let's come over here and we're going to make it so when you release, when you've clicked on a node. So how are we going to handle... I'm trying to decide if we just for now, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to, when we come in here, this is showing images starting at 21. Okay, so images 21 through 27. And then this is going to be showing all sorts of other crazy images. So basically, next level, yes. So let's copy this. Okay, we're probably going to want to change this quite a bit. Because this is all weird stuff. Which is fine. So basically from this one, well, we need to set this map size correctly. So basically we should be able to move to next level and just adjust all of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So if you click and when you release, so this is showing lower images, but we need to move these to the higher image level, the image placements, so that it shows over things. Yeah. So let's do that. That's the actual animation itself, which we need to copy that. We need to come over here to the dungeon. You are the test animations. So let's get rid of you. So we need the sigil room. If you are in the sigil room, when you release, active, turn off show HUD, picture easing, sigil teleport 1. Okay, so this is the old sigil teleportation animation. So we can get rid of all of you. Show you. So this is the updated animation. It does all of this stuff. We want this to show over everything. So we're not going to have this be 20. Oh, let's cancel out of that, actually. I just want to see what layers were we working with before. Okay, so we're in the 90s for this one, which should be fine. So how many image layers do we have? We've got 10. 10 through 20 would be 10, right? 11. That's right. 10 through 20 would be 11. Do we have 11 layers of images to work with, though? So pictures, the fog goes 71 through 90. We don't. We only have 91 through 100. But are people going to notice that? That's the real question. If people aren't going to notice, yeah, so we basically just have to use, we might need image layer 89 through 100, which I think should be okay. That should be okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so 89 through 100. So it does that, turns off the HUD, then we get rid of all those. Okay. So you're going to be 100, 99, 98, 97, and so on and so forth. All right, and this is rotating the pictures. 90, 91. Okay. We're going to give this 160 frames before it teleports you to not next level. We're going to go to test map, which we need to rename eventually. What is the music? It sounds very familiar. Oh, you just saw the link in the video? Yeah, it's well, this one particularly is Skyrim, but it's lo-fi beats. Yeah, so on YouTube, I've got that in the video description. Yeah, and it's by, well, Fantasy Lo-Fi Bits and Hits. So yeah, they've got some really good music. And yeah, and everything they release, they're like, you can use it on streams and videos, whatever you want. They're like, just as long as, you know, make sure to credit us. And they're also like, just keep in mind, we won't ever copyright claim anything, but no guarantee that, you know, maybe Bethesda or Jeremy Soule, who made the Skyrim soundtrack, they're like, they might come after you if you use our music, just because they use their music to create this lo-fi stuff. So yeah, they've got some really good stuff. I also started using, and I'm not playing it on this stream, but they've got well, there's some Baldur's Gate 3 lo-fi that I tried on a different stream. Had some copyright, not claims, but like, I'm trying to think of the right word. But anyway, the video had some copyright stuff on it, and so I'm talking to the guy that made that just to make sure that everything's going to be okay there. And so we might tomorrow start using the Baldur's Gate 3 music again, because I love that music. Okay, then it teleports to the map, and then when we get to the map, we need to... Oh, we do need that. Okay, so next level, what does next level do? This is changing all the variables, changing all of that. We don't need any of this, because that's from the old animation. That clears all the switches. That erases pictures. This was just using the sigil room to go from one sigil to the next. But now that we have the level select screen, we need two. We still need to utilize all of this stuff. I'm almost wondering... I wonder if we have two different maps. So we've got... Let's change this from next level. So we're going to say... From... Well, let's just do dungeon to level select. Then we're going to make a copy of this, and we're going to call this level select. Oop. Level select to dungeon. The dungeon to level select. That's where we need to teleport to. So in here, when you use the sigil, it does the animation, and it teleports you to dungeon to level select. So this is going to take care of some stuff for us. So this is going to wipe the switches, wipe the variables, clear the self switches, but it's not going to erase all the pictures. This one is what's going to erase pictures 1 through 89. So that'll clear everything we need. And then we need to swap pictures. So the reason why we need to swap them is because all of the images, so we have the teleport animation show above all the pictures, right? Which is good. That's what we need. But then when we switch to this scene, we now need the teleportation animation to show below all of this stuff, right? So we need to swap the pictures. So there's a script for that. We've got pictures above, simple, full inputs. There we go. So it's a script by Turin, swap pic ID. So this is changing the Z coordinate of the picture on the map. So got to run for a bit again. Good luck. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. Good luck with stuff you got to take care of. But yeah, if you come back, I appreciate it. But if not, hope you have a great day. All right. Oh, hey, it looks like over on Twitch, Kinsley VTuber _ 985 just followed. Thank you. Well, not just followed. 17 minutes ago followed. Sorry I did not catch that, but thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I need to get my alerts on Twitch working. I think I set up... I tried to set up an alert, and I don't think it actually works. I know that I don't get notified about it, so sorry that I did not see that until now. But yeah, if you're still here, thank you so much, Kinsley. Yeah, I appreciate the follow. Okay, so we need to... Yes, we need to swap the picture. That's what we were doing. Okay, so let's come in here. We need to go to our... We come out of Tomb of Versilius, go into the JavaScript, the plugins, and we needed the core, community basic, swap pick ID. There we go. No, we will not. Okay, so that is how you do that. Let's close that. Let's go back over to images because we will need those pictures. All right, so on the dungeon to level select, we need to swap some pictures. So after it clears the pictures, because we don't want to swap them until after. So that sets that back to 0, and then let's do a script call. We need to swap pick ID. How are we going to do this? Let's swap picture 100 to picture 20. We'll just go down like that. So let's add that, and then we'll do picture 99 to 19, 98 to 18, 97 to 17, 96 to 16, 95 to 15, 94 14, 93 to 13, 92 to 12, almost there, 91 to 11, 11, not 1, and 90 to 10. Okay, so that will that will basically shift all of the graphics covering the screen, like completely being on the topmost layers, down to more bottom layers. And then it will move us to not test dungeon, we're going to move us to test map. We're going to call this the level select screen. Okay. Yes, so that will, so when you go through the sigil, it'll run through all of this, it'll reset all the switches, but not too many, right? So we're going 841 through 980. 841 through 980. So 980. Yeah, the random numbers, those can be reset. That's fine. Room traps, those can be reset. Puzzle pieces need to be reset. Well, they don't need to be. It should be fine. Then the layout section and the section nodes, those need to stay where they are. They cannot change, which is good because we're not changing that yet. So then the switches, it goes through 40. And what switches do we have now? So through 40 in sigil room. And then we've got trap puzzle and trap timer. So let's increase this to 42. And then the variables, it was going through 980. Which is the room traps and then the puzzle pieces. So 984. Yeah, because I hadn't taken into account the puzzles pieces until, well, we made the puzzle later. So then this clears the self switches. Don't clear the pictures. We may need that eventually. I don't think we will, but we're just going to keep that there just in case. And then that clears pictures 1 through 89. Then that's what switches back that back to 0. Swaps pictures from 100 through 90 down to 20 through 10. And then it takes us to the level select screen, which will then do all of that fun stuff. Okay. Then, this is where we need to, when it's released, we are going to transfer the player to level select to dungeon. That should be all we need to do on this screen. Yeah? No, that's not all we need to do. So what we need to do... So... So we need to take into account if you're clicking on the loot rooms, the monster rooms, or the safe rooms. Okay, so let's do this. Conditional branch. So this is node 1.1. Section 1, node 1. If section 1, node 1 is equal to 2, that means it's a loot room. So we need to... How are we going to do this? So if you are a loot room, we need to say... Maybe we have a variable that it adjusts. We could utilize the random number variables again. So we're not using those anymore. Maybe we do random number 1. So 911. Variable 911. Set you to 2. I feel like there's going to be a much better way to do this. More efficient. Yes. We don't need to have the if statement. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just say set random number 1 to whatever value section 1 node 1 is. Yeah, that should be all we need to do. So set it to that, teleport us to the dungeon. That way we have a variable telling us which node you've clicked on. So we know that we've clicked on that node, and it's going to tell us if we get more loot, more monsters, or a safe room. Yes. And then we teleport to the dungeon. Okay, so then all we have to do is just, as we go through here, we just increase the node that it's on. A little tedious, but let's get through it. So if anyone's joining, I apologize that this is going to be a tedious moment, but we're making good progress. We almost have the level select screen finished. Just realized we can't just continually go because we now have the even node numbers, which is fine. We just have to make sure we're being conscious of those. So those jump back down to node 2. Okay, that should be fine. There we go. Okay, now we're on to section 2. Well, actually, before we do that, we're just going to test with section 1 to make sure it's all working as it should. Okay, so if you're in section 1 and you click on node 3, it'll set the random number 1 to whatever section 1 node 3 is, and then it'll teleport you to level select to dungeon. So in level select to dungeon, we need to erase all of the nodes. Well, basically we need to erase anything that's not the teleportation background, all of that spinning stuff. Okay, so we can utilize this again. We don't need all of this. We don't need to clear the self switches or erase pictures. We can just utilize this. Loop. Yeah, set you to 0. And then we're going to... No, we're not going to set you to 0. We're going to set you... So we need to start erasing pictures starting at 21. So set you to 20. And then that increases it to 21. And then erases pictures that through that. And then when you are equal to 100, break the loop. Okay. And then set that back down to 0. And then we teleport to the test dungeon. Eventually we'll rename that because it's not a test dungeon anymore. So then at that point, Ooh, actually, no. Before we swap to the test dungeon, we need to come over here and grab this again. And we're basically just going to do this, but in reverse. So we need to make picture 20, 100. 19 is 99. 18 is 98. 17 is 97. So on and so forth. Okay, there we go. That swaps everything back to be covering everything in the dungeon. Ooh, do you know what I just realized? Picture 90 is the center of it, right? So all the way down here in the center, that is the end of it. So that's picture number 90. That's the one that's taking the fog cover. I think we need to, before we teleport, we need to fade out picture number 90. Okay, so over here, the select screen. Where's that image? Image number 10. You move to there. Then let's do on the level select to dungeon. So it swaps everything. And then we need to move picture number 90 down to 00. Do this in like 60 frames, so it'll be whatever. Okay. Then let's copy all of that. Yes. Then when we get into the dungeon, the first thing it should do, after it does all of this, don't turn on show HUD. We're going to create a comment, call this close portal animation. We're not showing any of the pictures, we're just moving pictures. Actually, we already have all of this logic with the right... Yes, we're just going to copy that, actually. Let's get rid of all of that so we don't have to adjust the layer graphics anymore. Let's get rid of the show picture. Okay, there we go. So, then, what we need to do is we need to move all of these pictures to be slightly larger. So I think when we figured it, 100 should be good enough. Yeah, so let's move all of these to 100 at the same time, which I hope should not break anything. Hope being the key part there. Keyword. Then we don't need to move picture number 90, because that's already gone. So we wait 120 frames, and then we show the HUD. Yes. Okay, it's probably going to be a little broken, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're in here, we click on this, it should hide all of these, shrink this center image, and then the portal should kind of like come out and around our heads, and we should be good to go. Nope. All right, what happened? Level select a dungeon. It moves that to teleport us to test. Oh, okay, that's why. That's why. None of this stuff has been initiated yet. That's fine. Yeah, just for testing purposes, we're going to go to the beginning, the very beginning. Let's create our character. Let's find out where the sigil room is. The sigil room is in room 39. Let's go to room 39. Should probably just run away from all of these guys. So let's come up here. Oh no! 39, I believe, is just 2 more up. think I might have to go up a little bit more. To the left. And there's a lot of monsters. A lot of balancing we're going to have to do eventually. So I need to go up and over. Crap, that means I have to go. Okay. All right. So I was going the wrong way. That's fine. It's all right. Down, let's go over. So I'm trying to find room 39. We're just going to keep running away from all these people. It's 33. 39. Sigil room. Okay. So if we activate this, it should play the new animation, which hopefully it's not too broken looking. Okay. It's playing the animation, but it's not taking us to the new level select screen. Why is that? Okay, test dungeon. Here we go. Sigil. Play all that. Wait to 160 frames. Teleport to level select screen. Nope, we're not teleporting to level select screen. You are teleporting to dungeon to level select. Yes, and then in dungeon to level select, it should change all of that. Okay, that's why. Okay, let's do this again. There we go. Okay, so the sigil is in room 38. All right, fair enough. Let's go find room 38. I think we have to go over and up, I believe. There's so many monsters. Okay. We're getting close. We're in the 30s. I feel we need to go over and then up. Jeez. I think for testing, I still need to turn down the monster account. So we need to go up, over, and then we're there. Well, and down. There we go. 38. Okay. So if we activate this, it should work. Plays the animation. Okay, so it's taking us to the level select screen. But for some reason, and you can see, right there in the center, you can see that it is the level select because when I hover over it, it expands. But it's for some reason not swapping these picture IDs to the right layer. Why is that? Dungeon to level select. Game screen pick. Pick swap. 100 to 20. What? Okay, well, I know that I have this set up in Test Dungeon. The dice move, pick swap, 11 to 99. Yes, you're going from the to the to. So it's from 100 to 20. Is the issue potentially that I've got all of these? Do I not need those for this script call? Maybe. Maybe. And then 20 to 100. I do need that though. Okay. And it could also maybe have an issue with them all being the same script call, which if that's the case, we can just pull those out of the same script call. But for now, let's see what's going on. Okay, so you are in room 28. Not too bad. We've been getting some decent spawns, which is good. Uh-oh. I think we need to go over to the right. Let's see. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, I think we just need to go up from here. 22, 28. Okay. All right. So it is doing some janky stuff up over here with the map, which I just need to figure out what we're going to do with that. I'll figure it out. That'll be a bug we fix eventually. But for now, plays the animation. Why is it not swapping everything properly? I think maybe I just have to have them in different script calls. If that's the case, that's going to be really stupid. I'm also thinking there could be a potential issue where it is where it's showing the animation again, because I have the animation just to show by default on that map. All right, so if we come over here, level select, this is automatically doing this. So I think we need to turn that off. It's not playing that animation again. Let's see. So dungeon to level select. That should fix that, I hope. We will see. Okay, where are you? You are in room 19. Even closer. Just running from all these monsters. Let's go up. 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 19 is going to be up over here. Okay, teleport. Plays the animation. Why? Why? Why is it not swapping those pictures? I'm trying to think of what it could be. We're obviously getting to the dungeon correctly. Well, the level select screen correctly from the dungeon. As you can see, this is one of the dice back here, this little green piece. Why can you see that? Because you should be 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Selection hover, 92. Yeah, so you're showing picture 21. You're 27. Why? Why? Erasing all the pictures. Comes down here. Should swap the pictures. Okay, over here on the test dungeon, we are going from showing all of you pictures 100 through 90. You're moving to level. Oh my! Why? Why did I still have what? I swear I had updated that. Dungeon to level select. I'm just teleporting to the wrong map. So of course, nothing that I'm changing in there is going to have an effect. Oh, I swear I had changed that, but apparently not. Okay, you're in room 29. Let's go to room 29. Let's test this out. I'm not even going to go back and change any of that. Like, I could consolidate all that code that I changed because I thought that would fix it. I'm not doing that. Okay, so room 29. So we're 21, 22, 23, 24... 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so we need to actually go down and to the right. I think it's the next room up. And over. Up and over. Okay, there we go. Sigil room. We play this. It animates. There we go. Wow, that is some horrible RNG. There's like literally nothing here. Why is that? Why is that? Why would that be? I guess the question is 0, 4, 3, 0, 4, 3. Okay, well, what about section 3? It should be 2, 1, 3, 0, 4. There's considerably more loot. Yeah, so it should be showing. Why would you not be showing picture? And there's an extra picture down there. So something weird is happening there. Okay, so off show HUD. Sets these. Sets those. Random number equals 1. No. Let's do this. Let's wait for 120 frames. So we should only, so everything else should be reset. Right? Are we resetting everything in this one? Turns off U, resets the variables. Yes. All of that should be being reset. Yeah, this is where the testing is just so much fun. Trying to get all this working properly. 36. Okay, you're in room 9. Let's go over here. Not gonna fight you. We're just gonna escape. Alright, so I've got to go up, over, down. How do I get to that room? Do I have to go? Okay, so it's down, down. Okay. There we go. Sigil room. Let's activate it. Play the animation. Going through the portal. Crap. Okay, so all the variables are reset except for X and Y. Player's level. Mod slots never had anything, so that's correct. Player's HP, XP, all of that stuff. Player's strength, player's luck, okay. The player model, that also should not reset, so that's good. All of this, though, should be reset to 0, which is exactly what it should be. Okay, then we get into here. Okay, so that's the bestiary. That should also not be reset, so that's good. Come down here, past the bestiary. We get into room decorations, eventually. Okay, so the room decor is all set to 4 for some reason. That's... Huh? Why is it setting... What is happening? Okay, I need to look into that, what's setting all of those. So it's literally... It's 841 through... Okay, so 841 through 980 is just randomly all equal to 4 for some reason. Okay, let's find out why that's happening, because that should not be the case. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it shouldn't be the case. Okay, so it sets all of these. Section nodes, it hasn't set yet. So then random number is at 4. Okay. Random numbers at 16. 2, 0. Okay, that's fine. Still don't know why all those are at 4. Not sure. Hey, Prosto, welcome back to stream. We're squashing some bugs right now. Well, trying to squash some bugs right now. Not sure why these bugs are happening. Because if we just come straight over here, and we just start here in the level select screen, play the little intro animation. Well, not the intro animation, but it'll start the animation. And shows everything as it should. Squashing, yeah. Trying to squash those bugs. Well, we don't want that weight anymore. So it all works fine in here, for some reason. That's all populating the nodes correctly. You got loot rooms, you got the monster rooms, you got the safe rooms, the clear, just normal rooms. Okay, so what is setting 841 through 980? So dungeon to level select. Why? Why am I setting that to 4? Set it to 0. 841 to 980. Set it to 0. Okay. Now, I don't think that would be an issue, because this guy's just coming in here. So it's setting all of this stuff correctly. It is setting these variables. That is correct. It is setting that variable, so it's not adding to any variables that would have been set. It is setting them. Okay. You're squashing bugs too? Okay, so let's give that another try then. Oh my gosh. Give that another try. So we fix that. I don't know if that's actually what was causing the bugs. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Because again, I don't think it was relying on any of those variables whatsoever. But let's see. So you're in room 39. Let's try... Oh, crap. Let's go this way. I think we might actually want to go up to the left. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, we need to go over to the left. Let's escape from these monsters. All of the mounts of monsters. I think I might actually turn off the monster spawnings while we're testing, just because it takes so much longer to test this out. Okay, 28. So 38 is going to be over here. Dang it. All right. Going down. Going to the left. And we're going to turn off the monster spawning because this just makes testing take so much longer. Okay, so up, and I think it's in this room here. Nope. Oop. Oop. There we go. I thought it was 38. Okay, 39. Whew. It's like, I do not want to do that again. Okay, plays the animation. Zoom. Takes us to the level select screen. Was that actually seriously the problem? Clear the floor of its monsters and find the sigil to progress. This floor is small and safe, and you can rest here. Monsters. I think it's just because for some reason it was setting some random variables to 4 instead of 0, and that was breaking it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, 1, I don't know why it would have been doing that, and 2, I don't know why it would have broken it. But, okay. So, now, let's test. So if I click here, it should erase that, play out the teleport us to the new dungeon, play out the animation. Kind of. Okay, so 100% is not where we need to be. But it did move us to this new dungeon. That's good. Okay, so what we need to do then is, so 100 is not enough to get it off the screen. So I think we need to do, so this is level select to dungeon. We're gonna do, or is it in here? I think it's in here. Yes. Let's do 110%. That should get us off the screen. I think that'll feel a lot better. It'll all feel cohesive. And then as soon as all of that's done, then we just need to erase picture 91, 92. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. 91 through 100. Perfect. Now here's the only thing. When you're starting a regular game and you're not doing the teleportation, well, no, that'll be fine. Because the way that this is going to work, the concept of the game is you are having to teleport into the Tomb of Versilius, because there's no physical entrance into the tomb. That has been locked away. So you're getting teleported in. There will be the teleportation animation from the beginning, yes. Because right now, it's waiting 120 frames before it even shows anything, which means you can't even move for the first 140 frames. What happened to my image? Dungeon UI. Oh no. Oh no. I think we've got a problem. It's the player's location. On the intro map. Intro floor. And then you teleport. Okay, so it teleports to the dungeon. Okay. And then in here, does all of this stuff. Always on, floor number. Why is it? Oh, that's why. Okay, so it's setting a floor number between 1 and 3. We may want to take care of this outside of this event eventually. We want to determine what floor you're going on to at a different point in time. Yes. So, let's come over here. No, here. Where is it? On one of these. There we go. So the spawn/move. So, floor number 1, 2, 3, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So then this is setting the player's location. It's showing the map. And then showing an image, player icon, which is 92. That is also a problem. That is also a problem. I did not realize the player icon was on layer 92. Excuse me. Player icon is on layer 92. We are running out of image layers real fast, everybody. Real fast. I think... we could do something like this. We could just copy you. And then over here, when it finishes the animation, show the player's location. I think for now, that's going to be how we're going to do that. We'll figure out the bugs later. Shows the player image. Right. There we go. Okay, so it shows the player image. We should be good. Come in here. Bada bing, bada boom. Shows the player image. HUD shows. Means we're good to go. Okay. So at this point, I just realized I did not check to see where the sigil room is. So sigil room, because we want to test this whole everything. So sigil room is in room 5. Okay, cool. Well, let's go over to room 5. I also want to test to make sure that all of this, like inventory, my stats, all of that's going to retain. Which it should. So I already took all of that into account. So if we activate, boom, then it goes to the level select. And then we're going here. Then it goes. Okay, so 110 is still too small. That's good to know. It also isn't showing the decorations on time. That's also fine. Maybe we even just say, well, the player icon is going to be using 92. Ah, crap. Does it have to use 92? Can I somehow change that? So the fog is 71 through 90. Map is 50 through 92. So how does the map start? On this one, it shows image 50. And then does the fog start at 51? No. The fog starts at 71. So I have image layers 51. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes. That's 20 images. So then 51, 61, 70. I did not realize this. I forgot that I had reserved image layers 51 through 70 to be items. I completely forgot that. Like, see here, the floor layout is 50, and then 51 through 70 is items. 71 through 90 is fog. I forgot about that. I had completely forgot that I had done that. Well, that's good, because I had been thinking about and wanting to be able to put indicators of if there are items and monsters in the rooms you've left behind, so you know what's coming up, right? So as you reveal the dungeon, if you leave or anything like that, there's items, monsters, traps, all that fun stuff. So, still doesn't resolve the fact that we need to have the player icon showing. Okay, and we need... The player icon is at 92. Where the dungeon fog goes to 90, right? Yeah, 90. So 91. We could maybe do 91. It spawns, so the map's at 50. So the thing is, if I eat into 51 at all, that means we won't have enough image layers to do the items and monster icons on the map eventually. It's the 92. So what's 91? And do I want to even change that to 90 something? Yeah, so I would have to change all of that. I'd have to change all of that. So maybe for now, what we do is... It's working right now, technically, right? If I remember right, it's working, technically. So if we come in here, shows that. That's all fine. That's all dandy. So if we come over here, you're in room 55. Okay, first things first. We're coming in here. We are doing random number between 0 and -3. No more monsters. We do not want monsters while we're testing this. It's just making it take so much longer. Okay, so here we go. 30, so 51. That should be fine. The only thing that might slow us down a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's right. I kind of wanted to test this still. So 51. Yeah, so it's just these puzzle traps that will kind of slow us down a little bit more. But they're pretty fast. I think 51 is going to be up over here. And I need to keep heading in this upward left kind of direction. Okay, there we go. 51, perfect. So we teleport out. I just want to make sure. So it should just be the fog here that disappears because it's using that image layer. And it makes the player disappear, but the player disappearing is fine. Then if we choose this level, that disappears, that comes out. We've got the player icon. Okay. I think that should be all right. So teleport. Come back over here. That's right. We need to have it not randomly generate every time. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to come over here. This is the random generation and stuff like that. So let's just grab you. We're going to cut you. And on the intro map, we're going to do that. So that way it just spawns the dungeon layout once, and that's it. I cut it, right? Okay, spawns it once, and that's it. That's all we need, just once. Okay, we are heading to room 29. I keep wanting to pick all these up because I do want to keep testing and just make sure that the system never breaks and erases what I've picked up. I also want to see if the inventory is going to be all right. I want to put some stuff in my inventory slots. We activate, teleports us out. And if we select this guy, brings us in. Okay, and then if we head to 45, crap, I forgot to look at what the shape of the dungeon looked like the dungeon layout. I kind of have a rough idea. That would have looked like before, like the triangle and then 3, 3, 3, 1. We'll make sure. Triangle 3, 3, 3, 1. We're heading to 27. Triangle 3, 3, 3, 1. Okay, perfect. There we go. So that means we now have a functioning level select screen that actually from start to finish, so you start the game, you go through the level, you activate the sigil, it takes you here, you can select a level, it will then take you back to the next dungeon, which is different every time. Whew. Good. Fantastic. Awesome. Whew. All right, there we go. That is really good. Really good. Now, the next thing we need to change, though, is right now it is only functioning if you... Oh, wait, no. You can click on all of those. That's right. Which is good. That's what we want. Wait, I haven't done it for all of them. It was just... Okay, so it's just section 1. So we need to go through here then. So we need to copy you again. So yeah, so we just need to make it so that every single one is possible. So if random number is equal to, that's 1008. So section 1, node 1. We need section 2, node 1. Teleport. Yes. So section 2, node 2. Section 2, node 3, so on and so forth. And this is starting on the evens, it's starting at node 2. Node 3, node 4, node 5. Okay, so that should make it so that section 2 is now clickable. And we just need to do that for sections 3 through 7. So bear with me while we get through this. We will do it together. It'll be a little bit of a bonding experience for us all. This goes up 2, 3, 2. Nope. 4 and 3, 5. Okay, so that's section 3 done. There we go. Let's come over here to section 4, node 1. 2. Then we need node, section 4, node 2. And then just in case you weren't here when I started explaining, so we're setting a variable here before you teleport out of the dungeon, right? This is so we will have a central... Crap. When did I change that? Ah, crap. Okay, random number 1, random number 1, random number 1. Okay. You need to be 911. Yes, we're setting 911 to be the central variable, right? So basically, it will be... We're setting 911 to be whatever room it is you've selected. So it's basically saying, okay, whatever section 5 node 1 is, it's taking that variable and it's setting 911 to that. That way, when we go to teleport you to the room, you just have to check one variable and be like, okay, what are you? If you were a safe room, we're teleporting to a safe room. If you were a loot room, we're going to boost the amount of loot that's in here, so on and so forth. So, that is why we're doing a variable. Because it'll make it easier in the long run. A little tedious right now. Yeah. A little tedious right now, but it will be worth it. Just sucks that we kind of have to, like, do this double as much. Because you have to go back and do node 2 through 5 on the even numbers. But we're almost there. We're almost there. So we've got section 6, node 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we go back and we say node 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, last section. We're almost there. One, 2, 3. Gonna get a little over there. 4 and 5. And then we do 2 3, 4, and last but not least, 5. Okay, there we go. Now, that should make it so you should be able to click on any of the nodes and get teleported to a dungeon. Not going to matter right now which one you click on because it just will do all of them. So we come over here to 26. Was the sigil not in room 26? 25. I read that as 26. Okay. Activate that. Bada bing, bada boom. There's some bugs there we need to fix visually, but that's okay. It's not on any of these. If you were to click on it, it will then teleport you. We also still need to update that. Level select to dungeon. No. Test dungeon. In here. I thought that'd be enough. We do 120. Guess we do 120. Yeah, not having the monsters makes navigating the dungeons so much faster. Okay, now to test that, make sure the animation works properly. Come in here. 9. Let's see, the dungeon is room 4. All right, go to room 4. Short and sweet. There we go. Then we activate you, plays the animation, takes us here, and then let's say if we just click on this guy, I think it needs just a tiny bit more expansion, but we're almost there. Okay, so let's expand that just a little bit more. Let's just do 130. That should be good enough. Might be a little bit more than we need, but at this point, I don't care. It is good enough, and that's what matters. Okay. So, at that point, we now come over here to our Trello board. To make notes clickable, that is done. Finish level progression scene. Add player progress in level progress scene. Okay, so we're so close. We are so close. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to add player progress in level progress. Player progress in level progress scene. So how are we going to do that? We're going to say every time you go dungeon to level select, we need to create a new variable. Before you teleport, we're going to say set variable add 1 to node starting. This is player level progress. Add 1 to it. We are also going to, in the intro map, in the very beginning, the player's level progress, set it to 1. The reason why we're setting it to 1 is because you are technically starting in dungeon number 1, right? That's it. You're good. You're good to go. Dungeon number 1. So, if we, over here, so in the test dungeon, no, in the level select screen. So when you get here for the first time, you are technically going to be in the second section. So, section 1. We want you to be able to hover. Yeah, I want you to be able to hover over them so you can see the nodes. But I don't want... Let's just do this. We're going to set the player here for this testing. So that way we don't have to go through all the dungeon and all that stuff. And then also just for testing purposes, we're going to set this variable to 2. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I want them hoverable, but not clickable if you are not at the correct progress. So, let's say in here, if you are released and if the game variables.value, what is it, 1020? Is that what it's at? 1045. 1045. So game variables 1045 is equal to, so that'd be 1. So this has to be equal to 2. Okay. And that's going to be the same for all of these in the first section. We're also going to need to take into account, so this is just taking into account the horizontal position of the player, right? Crap, that was section 1. Feels good, man. Feels good. That's fine. We'll just go through. We just have to update. I mean, we probably need this anyway. We need to make sure that you can't click on these if you're past section 1. So yeah, we need it anyway. I thought we were good to go. But that's fine. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. That'll make it so you can't click on the first section, because you should have finished the first section and now you're moving to the second. So, which we then just need to add here. So if it's equal to 2. This will be a good testing spot anyway. So let's do this, do that, that. Almost there. And last one. Okay. Something else I'm thinking/realizing for testing purposes, we need to come back over here and grab you. So, we need to put you right there. And then what we can say is just conditional branch if layout section 1 is equal to 0. That means it hasn't been set yet. We'll do section 7. So this is just saying, this is just so that for testing purposes, I don't ever have to remove this code, because that way when it generates the dungeon in the very beginning of the game, it won't ever play this and we can delete it later. But if we're testing from here, it will generate the dungeon. Okay. Excuse me? What? That's just when I'm hovering, though. I didn't click. Is it because... Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 1, or 0. Then it comes over here. It's open. Okay. So I think what we need to do is get rid of that. Crap. Did I mess up all of this whole thing? This needs to be both conditions. I think I did. At least we didn't do the whole thing, right? Could have been worse. So right now we're just going to be doing this first part here. I just want to make sure this works. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You need to have the two conditions in the same parentheses. Okay. Then if we hover over this one, but if we click it, You can't go there because you would be past that point. And if you come over here, it's going to break because the parentheses is wrong, but that's okay. So if we come down here and we fix the parenthesi, just a really quick fix. And then since it's saying we are already on level 2, so we should have to pick something from level 2. Is what it should be. Okay. Now I should be able to hover over the level 2 sections. If I click level 1, we've already done that. Then if I click level 2, it then takes us to level 2. It won't because it's very broken right now because we didn't turn on specific variables that needed to be turned on. But hey, this gives us a cool look into this weird, trippy animation. Like, look at that freaking thing. That still just trips me out to look at. I still like it. Still like it a lot. Anyway, okay, so that is that. So let's do, because we're working on the finish, we're add player progress in level progress. See. So this is going to make it, yes. So section 2, we need to move on to section 3. We're just adding these conditions to this already pre-established condition. Oh, okay, that would make sense why that happened. So it already has that there. So what we need to do is paste that in there. Then we need to get rid of that. We'll set that to 3. We'll select this code over to there. Okay, and then we just have to paste it in there. Yes, that's what we need. Simple enough. That'll keep it from breaking. Section 4, so we need to switch this variable to a 4. And then copy that. That's why I wish we could have automated it a little bit. But there is also just so much going on in here. There's like no way I could have automated this process more. This is just a very manual process, which is unfortunate because it takes a lot of manual setting and changes, and it's not fun, but it's necessary. It's necessary, and once it's done, it'll all be good. So, like I was saying, after this, we do need to take into account, because this is just determining the player's horizontal location in the level progress. So eventually, we need to take into account the player's vertical position and how we're going to represent that. That will be a tomorrow thing, though, because today, I think this is probably going to be the last thing we do is just updating this stuff here. And once it's working, and we know it's working, we're going to be good to go. And then we can visually show where the player is, both horizontally and vertically. The vertically part will be easy. No, the horizontal part will be easy. Because we're literally putting in a variable right here. Like, this is what we're checking. We're checking this variable to see how far the player has progressed, right? So, it should be fine. What's going to be interesting is the player's vertical position. That should be doable. We may need another variable to record where the player is vertically. But again, that'll be fine. It'll be all right. Okay. Almost done here. Released. Released. 2 more. Okay, there we go. Save, Perfect. Let's give that a test. So you should be able to hover over any of these, but you can't click any of them. Except for that one. But you shouldn't be able to click that one either. You should be able to click any one of these 3. Click. Boom. There we go. Okay. And then let's say, for example, if our player progress was at 3, we should be able to select anything in this section. So nothing here. Yes. But things here. Yes. And then let's say our player progress is at 5. We should be able to click anything in section 5, but nothing else. So no, 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 no. But everything here, so no, no, no. And if we're here, perfect. Okay. So this is where it's showing the pictures. Yeah, we're going to have to think about how we're going to cover things up. Because right now, the way I was envisioning it is you would have the player's path, per se. So essentially, as the player's progressing, you'll have a blue node that fills in. And then as you progress, it'll place a new one. So that's like blue, 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 right? As you progress, it shows your path. And so, we're going to need 7 image layers to show that, which is fine. That should be all right. I think at this point, we're going to need to figure out the paths. Yeah. All right, well, let's come over here. So add player progress in level progress scene. We're going to say back end. We did the back end. That's all good to go. So then let's copy that. We'll set you to finished. And then new, we're going to call this one the front end, though. Oh, not front end. But this is just making it actually show an image. So that'll be tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's a chill day. Maybe. We might work on this a little bit and then switch over to chill. Anyway, so we'll finish the level progression scene. We will add the player progress in level progress scene, the front end, so how it actually visually represents it. Vertically and horizontal. Actually, let's just do vert and hor. That'll keep the cards a little bit shorter, because I don't want the cards to get too crazy on the names. Some of them have, but I want to try and keep it short and simple. So yes, so we'll figure out how on the front end to show both the vertical and horizontal progress. We will finish the level progression scene, but for now, today, we have done a ton of work. A lot of work, but it's working. It is great. So I think if we come in here and we get rid of that, we should be able to, if we come in here to do some testing, come all the way to the very beginning, come in here, it will spawn that whole thing. We'll create our character. It's all happening in the back end, so you don't see, though. Coming here to the dungeon. All right, let's move around. I just realized I did not pick up the, I didn't pick the, what's it called? I didn't find the room where the sigil is spawning at. That is spawning in 45. So, we'll go through the dungeon, yada, 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 picking up dice as we go, heading up to room 45. And there are going to be a lot of dice that spawn because I've turned off the monsters, so it's going to spawn a lot. Which is fine. Well, actually, it's not going to spawn too many because it should only spawn up to 20. There we go, 45. We activate it, we teleport out. Zoom. Takes us to the level select screen, which is fantastic. Now we shouldn't be able to select anything here or here, only here. Just like that. That goes away, takes us to the next dungeon. There we go. We got the next dungeon. We've got all of our items that we had picked up. Everything's movable. Everything's great. Everything's fantastic. Holy crap. Oh my good heavens. Wow. All right. And then if we come over here and find... All right, we're at 55. Let's pick up some more. just to make sure we are spawning in different dungeons and all that fun stuff. I think I'm going the wrong way. We are definitely going the wrong way. Gotta go up and over. Yeah, it should be spawning us into a new dungeon every time. Well, as new as it can be with only 3 dungeons that I've created. Was it 55? I think it was 55. There we go. Teleport out. Zoom. Now we won't be able to select anything, or at least we shouldn't. Because we've now technically progressed. We went from here to there, so we should be from here, somewhere here. So if we select one of these. There we go. All right. Perfect. I think that's working right. We've got a lot of stuff done today, but we made a lot of good progress, a lot of fantastic stuff, so I'm happy with it. I think it went really well, and I think we're going to call it there. So, yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who joined in on the conversation. If you were watching, lurking, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. If you've got any suggestions, anything like that for the game, let me know, whether in future stream chats or in videos I upload to YouTube. I've got shorts, everything there, all the VODs, all that fun stuff. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know. But yeah, we're going to call it there. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the new follower today, Kinsley VTuber. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. And yeah, with that, we're going to call it. So hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you all tomorrow for the Chill Friday stream. So until then, have a good one. We'll see you then. Bye.